You're looking live at a picture of Dallas Stadium, the site of tonight's AA championship game between the Bozeman Hawks and the hometown Billings West Bears. For the Hawks, they're back in the title game 2 years removed from their loss to Skyview. As for the Bears, they haven't been to the big show since 1988 and are looking for their first ever state title.
For us at West High, we've been a school. This is first graduating class was 62, and they've never won the state championship. So
it's just a feeling we got. You know, you step out in the field, we're just like, you know, we can win. It's not like it's not cocky or anything. It's just we feel we can win if we play our best ball. There's a lot of gratification, you know, it feels good to have made it this far and kind of lived up to the expectations, but that one goal, you know, is just to win state.
It's awesome being a starter, being able to go out in front of not just fans, but just to be able to play. I mean, that's as far as you can go.
I was there, and you know, after the game, all the students from Skyview went down on the field, and you know, I even went down there, you know, just to see what it'd be like. And I saw Coach Claybo, and I said, you know, we're gonna be here in a few years, and you know, he said, keep on working hard, and we will be.
They're real loose and relaxed, and they like going away from home. And so if we lose Friday night, it won't be because it's in Billings. It'll be because West is a better team, but we'll be ready to play.
The starting lineups have been introduced. The game time is set. We're here at Dallas Stadium. The Billings West Bears and the Bozeman Hawks. The winner will be the AA state champion in football. Bozeman and Billings West, like we said, they battled early on in September. Billings West getting the better end of it. Billings West over Helena Capital last week in the first round of the playoffs. That's how they got here. Bozeman, they beat CMR in an upset out in Great Falls. That's how they got here. Both teams here. And as Andy said earlier, Bozeman has not lost on the road. Their 3 games that they lost were in Bozeman. Billings West and Bozeman, it's going to be a great game tonight for Billings West. John Edwards and the rest of the seniors, it's their last game ever here at Dallas Stadium, so they know that their college is riding on it, and they're going to have a great one. We're going to go up to Andy Price and Mitch Donahue now. They got the call of the game. Boys, take it away.
All right, let's talk some football right here now. It is time to kick it off. West High will be kicking it off to the Bozeman Hawks, and number 26, Joe Morgan, will be lined up to your right side. Number 37 for the Bozeman High Hawks, Ryan Michelson, is on your left.
It's exciting out there. I've seen a couple of the Bozeman Hawks give a couple jabs.
The kick is off, and it is going to be fielded at the 5-yard line by Michelson. He takes it right to the 16 and brought down by Pat Ryan, already making the first tackle of the game.
What a great play. Already in the game, we had Pat Ryan exploding against the guy. He got him inside the 20-yard line. Tremendous play.
Let's set the, after the first play, we'll set the starting lineup, so we'll take a look at the first play. At quarterback, Jeff Ladd, a senior leader, lining up for Bozeman. They're running the 2 tight end formation. They get the ball. The pitch to Rhett Peterson. He cuts back against the grain and gains 2 yards. Maybe not even that, maybe 1.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups, beginning with the Bozeman offense. They are led in front with a few young players, including sophomore Jeremy Pantoja. Joe Dow is the left guard. At center, Tom Atkinson. Toby Morrison is your right guard, and Cooper Deline is your right tackle. 2nd down and 9. Rolling right, rolling left, and dropping back. The throw, and it's caught by Travis Dorsch, and he's hauled down by Willie Jacobson out at the 35-yard line. 1st down. Jeff Ladd, they said he may want to establish the throw early, and he was able to do it right there.
We just saw the power of number 7. He is hard to bring down. He just gained another 3 or 4 yards on that play. He's a big, strong runner.
All right, it's now 1st down and 10 from the 35. Ladd again behind the center, Atkinson, and they have Colton Deline wide right. The pitch to Rhett Peterson. Willie Jacobson has to make another tackle after a gain of 7 yards, and it's 2nd and 3. Let's set the backfield for the Bozeman Hawks right now, beginning with their wide receivers. They go with a 2 tight end set with Pat Laird and Chris Rader, the 2 tight ends. The starting wide receivers, Travis Dorsch, but we'll see number 6 in there as well, which is Coulter Deline. And in the backfield, the quarterback Jeff Ladd, the senior, and the big guy, Justin Tomac, at the fullback spot, and the halfback, Rhett Peterson. 2nd down and 4. The give to Tomac, the first time we've seen him. And there's that crash with Pat Ryan.
Pat Ryan is keyed up for this game, I'm telling you. The kid is strong, he's fast, and he read that perfectly.
3rd down and a yard to go, and Coach Lebsock brought this up in the pregame show. This team will go for it on 4th down, so we're not in a situation where if they miss it here, we're probably going to punt. This team, especially up front with the 2 tight end set, will likely go for it. It is 3rd down and a yard to go. Dorsch is up top in the offense, and they give it to Peterson off tackle, and he's not, I don't think he made it. I think he's going to be about a half yard short. Nice hit initially made by Nick Ham, number 52, the senior end, was one of the first players on the play there, and it
might have lost
like
a yard or 2 on that.
It could be it. In fact, they did move it back about a half a yard, and we're looking at a 4th and a yard and a half. And just as Coach Lebsock said in the pregame, they're not going to even hesitate in thinking about going for this one. Our first big play of the game. Ladd behind center, the handoff to Justin Tomac, and he breaks 2 tackles down to the 35-yard line. They fake the pitch. They fake the pitch and give it to Tomac. 20 yards on the play. Great play there.
They fake the pitch. They hand it to Tomac. He runs right up the middle. What a great play.
You almost had to be thinking they were going to go that way, but the fake on the pitch, I think, drew some of the defense to their left side, and it opened up the hole. Already Bozeman threatening at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10
Tomac's
for the
so big
Hawks.
and strong, he drug those guys an extra 4 yards. Offsides.
Jeremy Pantoja jumping a little early. He's just a sophomore, and that's a sophomore mistake that probably could be made right here. Now they're facing 1st and 15.
Rookie mistake. I look for him to probably switch up to a pass here. They got 2nd and 15.
It'll be 1st and 15 now with the penalty moving it back. They do not lose the down there. Travis Dorsch lined up to your left, flanked out to the left side. Again, it's Ladd under center.
Bozeman up in the power I.
Running the eye, and they give it to
They're going to run it.
The counter to Peterson. No go there, and again, who is it making the trip?
Pat Ryan. Unbelievable. He was in there so quick, made your head spin.
The linebackers in West defense are going to be very key. Setting it up, and that's Pat Ryan and Brandon Van Cleve. After this play, we'll set the Billings West defense if we could. We'll do that after this play. It is now 2nd down and 16 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks, and you think you're going to have to go to the air at some point in time. They bring in Josh Radke now as the flanker. Radke is split to the left. You've got the 2 tight end set in the offset eye, and the fake pitch and the throw to Radke on the post, and he is close to 1st down yardage. I think he has it down to the 25. They fake the pitch and run the post.
He has it.
Big 1st down. Let's take a look at the West defense before we forget. Starting with their defensive line up front, they will go with Nick Ham, Chris Friedel, Ryan Henning, and Peter Heisengay. In the linebacker spot, they have 2 with Pat Ryan and Brandon Van Cleve. Those 2 will be very instrumental in today's game. Let's take a look now at 1st down, 1st and 10 from the 25. Jeff Ladd fakes the handoff, the pitch out to Rhett Peterson. He's got a couple guys to beat, and I think he's going to go in for the touchdown, and he is in. A 25-yard touchdown by Rhett Peterson, and they did exactly what they've been doing the last 2 games, and that is come out and do something offensively right from the get-go. Rhett Peterson, 25 yards on the option, right for the touchdown.
They wasted no time going for the jugular on that one. That was a long pitch play. West had plenty of time to read it. They just couldn't get him down.
an unbelievable scoring drive. They take it down to open up the game, and that's got to cause a little concern for West High as they give up the touchdown right away. Their defense has played some great ball. Travis Storch on for the extra point, and that kick is good, and it is 7-0. 8:28 left to go in the first quarter. Bozeman leading West in the AA championship. We are back here at Dalis Stadium. Quick striking. Bozeman Hawks up 7-0. Andy Price with Mitch Donahue here for the AA championship, and Dorsch kicking it off at the 40. And he kind of spins one with a little top spin back to Pat Carahassan, who takes it at the goal line. But he's back in the end zone, so they're going to call it a touchback. It didn't look like he had a lot of power in that, but I guess you don't see a guy with that much leg at this level not all the time.
I don't think they really want him to put it through the end zone. I think they want West High to run it because I think they have a lot of faith in their special teams. They want to get him down inside the 20.
Well, we watched Bozeman mix it up a little bit, maybe a little bit more than we thought. 2 passes in that series. The series went 84 yards. 10 plays, 84 yards for the touchdown. West coming out on offense now with that much heralded John Edwards. 1 back in the offense, 2 receivers down to the right, 1 up top, and John Edwards is going to come out throwing from the 20, throwing out to the flat to Mike Vickers. Vickers at the 30, at the 35. Vickers brought down by 2 runners at the 43-yard line. The first play, 23 yards. Edwards to Vickers. First down, West. Let's take a look at the starting lineups now for the West offense. Up front, they have a very, very veteran ball club as we take a look at their offensive line, beginning with the outside tackle Adam Hailstone, Matt McMenamin, the only junior on this group, Grant Baird, the center, Chad Escrow, a senior at number 68 playing the right guard, and Ryan Henning at offensive tackle. First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. 2 receivers up top. They're going with a double tight end set and a handoff to Vickers, and he goes right up the middle and gains 3 yards running off tackle, 2nd down and 7.
It looks like West High's not wasting any time either, getting it in the air, attacking their weaknesses. They threw one. They got them on their heels. They're going to take it to them on the ground now. Now they're going to just work that all night.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. West will come at you a lot of times with 3 wide receivers, usually just a 1-back set. Again, they're just going with 2 receivers. Willie Jacobson to the left, down to the bottom of your screen is Pat Carahassan. 2 tight ends in the game. Vickers, the lone back. The give to Vickers right up the middle. He busts it off the left side and is tripped up. A nice play by number 48. Number 48 being Adam Hogue, the linebacker for the Bozeman Hawks, and he saves the first down there. It is now going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Billings West Golden Bears, and a big 3rd down play right here. We take a look at the wide receivers. There are 3 wide receivers that they'll normally start with: Jake Iron, Pat Carahassan, and Willie Jacobson, and there's all 3 are in right now in this 3rd down and 5 situation. Vickers again the lone back. Edwards behind center. Play action, and Edwards looking to keep it, but he is brought down by the nose tackle. No, that's the linebacker, Bayard Black, coming in on a little stunt, and a huge 3rd down play, stunting early against them.
John is not happy about that. You know, the Bozeman defense, they're going to take those 6. They're going to rush 6 every time. They want to contain John Edwards. He's such a threat to him. They're going to come after him every time. It may hurt him later because that's kind of a risky attack for them.
The play was slow developing, and I think that hurt him when you have that kind of a stunt going on. Right now, Bozeman, or Billings West, forced to punt from their own 30. The catch by Josh Ratke at his own 30 and brought down by 3 after a 3-yard gain. Ratke gaining 3 on the play there.
Not a great punt. Not a great punt. Not a great run. It was just an average punt and run. We had a great tackle. Who is that?
Josh Patrick right now. I just wanted to bring up the point. Josh Patrick punting for Billings West now. Matt Fettig, who has been punting all season long, is banged up. Ron Ledsock brought that up in the pregame show, and there he gets off the punt that gets him down. Up to the air, Jeff Ladd going to throw to coming out of the flat, number 33 for the Bozeman Hawks. As we catch our breath here, is Chris Wright, the tight end, coming out of the double tight end set. It'll be 2nd and 10. They went back up top, and Ladd was incomplete there. Again, the 2 tight end set, and they go with the flanker split up to the top side of the screen. Ladd dropping back to pass. Looks like a quarterback draw, and he breaks a tackle, and he's got a lot of room to go. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30. Willie Jacobson.
You're going to bring him down about it.
Willie Jacobson brings him down with a little help from Corey Przynski, and a great run by Jeff Ladd. He's broke off a long touchdown run against CMR last week, and it's 1st down and 10 yards to go. Bozeman back inside the 25 at the 22. 49 yards on the carry by the quarterback draw by Jeff Ladd, and he is really playing a big part in this game so far.
I think that West High defense was thinking that that was going to be a broken play. We have no mic. No mic.
Second.
It just happened. No power here. Good.
We haven't touched anything. You're on? I have no spot. Second down and 10 yards to go. Bozeman, little movement again on the left side. The left side has killed him, and that is another penalty, taking it back 5 yards. The first one didn't hurt him. The illegal procedure by Jeremy Pantoja didn't hurt him on the first series. This one, we'll see how it affects him now, as it is second down and 15 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks.
I don't know that it will hurt them. I think they're rolling right now. They got a lot of good things going for them. They're taking it to them. They're taking it to that West High defense. They're doing a lot of quick count. They want to get them off guard.
That's all tempo for Bozeman. They're going to come right up to the line of scrimmage quick and snap it off. Ladd behind center, fakes the give, and he's going to throw it. He swings it out to Rhett Peterson, and a nice play. Peterson down inside the 10-5 and down to the 1 yard line. Rhett Peterson on the swing pass from Jeff Ladd, and they just seem to have everything working right now, and they're mixing it up on West.
You know, it's funny. Jeff Ladd looked like he didn't know what was going on. He didn't see the receiver. He looked to his secondary receiver, the dump-off route. He was open, so he dumped it off to him. But for a while there, it looked like that play was going to go nowhere.
5:13 and counting in this first quarter, and Bozeman looking to score for the second time again out of the power I. Ladd underneath the center, and he's going to give it right to Justin Tomac, and you're not going to stop Tomac from 1 yard out. That's a touchdown, 13-0. Bozeman has taken a quick lead on the West High Golden Bears.
Tomac's a big man. He's hard to stop. If he can find a hole, you really got to hit him hard to bring him down. He's got those big tree stumps for legs. He's got a big, thick torso. And there's just not a whole lot of men out there that can stop him.
This is looking like right now it could be a shootout, at least if West wants to get back in. At 5:03 left to go in the first quarter. The extra point by Travis Dorsch, and it is up, and it is good. 14-0. 5:03 left to play in the first quarter. Bozeman on top of Billings West. 14-0 is your score here at Daylis Stadium in Billings, Montana. The Bozeman Hawks and Billings West High School Golden Bears looking for their first state championships in their history. And what a start we have seen for Bozeman to jump out to 2 quick touchdowns in the first 7 minutes of the game. Travis Dorsch kicking out from the 40. Again, a nice high kick. Kara Hassan looks to field it at the 3 yard line. Kara Hassan, the wall up the middle of the field, and he's brought down by number 37. A nice tackle by Bozeman Hawk player Ryan Michelson. And again, the Bears are starting inside their 20. The 20 last time, the 19 this time. That's a big difference now.
It is a big difference. It's hard to get started with, field position is so critical. If you can get your field position toward midfield, that's as good as having a long pass. It's real tough when you start inside your 20 every time.
1st and 10 from about the 19. West going with 2 tight ends again. Heisengay and Pat Ryan lined up on the right side. 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. In the backfield is Brandon Van Cleven. They're going to run it to Van Cleven. He runs into one of his own blockers, but he scoots out past to the 25 down to the 27. A good gain on first down.
Very nice run. Van Cleve shook off 2 or 3 different tacklers. He looks like he's come back with a lot more intensity. He's ready to play.
Let's take a look at the Bozeman High defense. We haven't mentioned their names yet. They'll go with a 5-man front. Rhett Peterson at one end and Adam Herman, number 16, at another. Shane Humpner, who's starting at right tackle. Chris Raid at the nose guard, and Cooper Deline at a tackle as well. It is now second down and 3 yards for the Billings West Bears. 2 receivers down to the bottom of the screen, and again the give to Brandon Van Cleve up the middle, and he's got himself a lot of running room. Over the 40 to the 45 to midfield. A gain of about 24 yards on that play. First down, Billings West, and they're not doing it through the air. They're surprising us a little bit.
Well, that's where that Bozeman defense, they're attacking. They're going to rush 6. That time they even blitzed. So they were really having a big crapshoot on that one. He found a hole right up the middle. Everybody was upfield. There was only the backfield left to beat.
Again, 2 tight ends for Billings West High. Carahasson at the bottom of the screen. The give to Van Cleve. Not as much running room, but he bowls over 2 or 3 Bozeman tacklers. Cooper DeLean holding on to help bring him down along with a couple other Hawk teammates, and he gains 4 on first down. And if you could keep doing that, that's a big advantage for West High.
They got some good momentum going. If they can keep it up, it's, you know, they're going to cut that score in half. They're going to cut that lead in half, and they're going to be in real good shape going into the second quarter.
Second down and 5 for the West High Golden Bears at the Bozeman Hawk 46-yard line. 2 receivers to the top of the screen, and Jacobson and Carahasson. Matt Fettig down at the bottom of the screen. 1 back, which is Mike Vickers in the backfield. Edwards dropping back, and the blitz was on. Chris Raitt, the nose guard, drags him down for about a 15-yard loss on the play. That's the 2nd sack of the game for the Bozeman Hawks. Chris Raitt at the nose guard had done that a couple times last week against CMR, and he's able to break free right away and do it again. And
John Edwards didn't even get a chance to drop back. Chris Raitt was in his face before he even took 1 step from the ball. He barely got the ball before Chris Raitt was all over him. That play didn't have a chance to develop.
11 yards on the loss on the play, bringing up 3rd down and 16, and that's not the situation West High wanted to go in. They have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, Willie Jacobson to the top. Edwards back to pass, and they run it out to the flat to Mike Vickers. Vickers brought down after a gain of 3. Nice play by the Bozeman defense.
They're going to punt on this one. They're going to have about, it's going to be about 4th and 13, 4th and 12, 13 yards to go. Would have been nice if they could have driven into the end zone and cut that lead in half.
14-0, Bozeman on top of Billings West right now. And again, back to punt is Mike Patrick. He's kicking from his own 35 and a little bit off the side of the foot. And Josh Radke's going to field it at his own 20. Radke gets 1 block, and he is able to spring it out to the 27 while he's brought down by Peter Heisengay. And number 33 for West High, and that is Matt Whalen, also on that tackle. 1st and 10, and this West defense is going to have to shut down Bozeman Hawk, or the Bozeman Hawks right now.
They're going to have to wake up right now, look at each other and tell each other, it's up to me and you, we got to get it done right now. This game could get real ugly if they don't stop the leaks in this defense.
1st and 10, it looks like we have an equipment stoppage of play right here. We'll keep it right here. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play. Jeff Ladd at quarterback for Bozeman. He was kind of the unheralded quarterback of the 2 that were playing tonight. He's had a great first quarter. Ladd dropping back to throw it again, and he finds on the hook pattern Travis Dorsch, and Dorsch is going to be able to take it about 8 yards, close to 9, and another great first down play for the Bozeman Hawks.
That Dorsch is so big. He didn't make a whole lot of yards on that play, but he's so big. You saw that it took 3 guys to bring him down. He's having a tremendous impact on this game tonight.
2nd down and 1, a good situation for the Bozeman Hawks. They're at the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line, again in the offset eye, and the give to Justin Tomac, the 2nd time they've run that play, and he's got all day to run. He's at the 35, the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Mike Vickers having to swipe at the ball, bringing him down at the 15-yard line, and right now West is not having any luck trying to stop this offense. 50 yards on the carry by Justin Tomac, 2 big plays on that same fake pitch, giving up the gut.
Tomac is having a great night with that play. If they don't figure out how to stop that play, they're going to have real problems the rest of the night. This game could get real ugly.
They are at the 17-yard line with another first down, 132 and counting in this first quarter. Ladd under center, and the give to the 2nd back through is to Rhett Peterson, and he picks up 4 and a flag late. It's in the area of holding, but that flag came pretty late.
You might be looking at a face mask or a defensive penalty.
It's just a holding. Sometimes you have a little trouble on these cool nights. Get the flag out of the pocket, and that'll take it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So, you know, it's interesting. We talk about penalties being killers. Bozeman has had penalties on each of their first 2 drives, but then they've been able to overcome.
The killer for the thing that the Bozeman Hawks have, their killer is number 44, running it right up the middle. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't happen that way.
First down now, and first down and 18 yards to go for Bozeman. Ladd dropping back. They're setting up the screen. They get it to Peterson, but he trips over his own guard is who that is. That's number 74, Toby Morrison, who was down on the ground, and he just got tripped up on the play. So they lose 3 more yards on the play. 2nd down and 21 to go for Bozeman with 1:05 to play.
Jake Iron read that perfectly. They didn't fool him at all. They were trying to get the guy out in the flat. Jake read it perfectly, and he was right there to eat it up.
Second down, Ladd dropping back to pass the pump fake, and he's throwing the bomb to Travis Dorsch. He goes up and makes the catch right over the top of Pat Carahassi. Touchdown, Bozeman Hawks. And that's a play that you fear when you have a guy who's 6'5" going against a cornerback who's 5'10". There's the advantage there.
This should not be. This just should not be. It shouldn't be 21-0. But they just can't stop that Bozeman offense. They've passed on them. They've run it up the middle. They've done just about everything that you can do.
This has been an amazing display of offense for the Bozeman Hawks. Travis Dorsch on for his third extra point of the game, and there is a movement up front, so we'll see if it was defense or offense to see if you move it back 5 yards, but that's not going to bother Travis Dorsch in the leg that he has. I'd like to see the first quarter stats on this one because Bozeman has taken it 3 straight times from inside their own 30 and marched it right down the field to put points on the board, and West has got to be stunned.
That time it only took them 7 plays to make a touchdown. It's going to get ugly. They at least have to draw it out a little bit more.
A lot of time left to go, and West has a big play offense as well, and we'll see the extra point right here by Travis Dorsch, and that kick is good as well. 21-0 with 46 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Bozeman on top of Billings West. All right, let's come back here at De La Stadium. A surprising first quarter. The Bozeman Hawks have erupted for 21 points and lead this thing by 3 touchdowns. The last drive, 7 plays, 73 yards. The touchdown pass from Jeff Ladd to Travis Dorsch. And Travis Dorsch, you said in the second drive, he's already made a big impact on this game. And
he's had a huge impact, but I think who's had a bigger impact is number 44. Justin Tomac. He has been a formidable force out there on their offense. Running right up the middle, taking it right to him. People just bounce right off of him. He just keeps on going.
The kickoff by Dorsch is taken in the end zone, and that is a touchback at the high school game. Willie Jacobson with the play. We take a look at Jeff Ladd's stats right now. 6 for 7 for 94 yards. And a touchdown already. Very impressive night. Very impressive 11 minutes for Jeff Ladd. I think a lot of the people here at De La Stadium, this capacity crowd, are a little stunned with what's happening right here. Let's see if West can respond. Are we getting to the critical point in time right now?
We are getting very critical. You just can't bury yourself in the first quarter and expect to be able to come back from it. It's going to be very difficult for them from here on out. They're going to have to be flawless.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Again, 2 tight ends set for West, and they give it to Van Cleve, and he busts up the middle to the 25 to the 30, first down to the 35 to the 40, 45 and 50, 30 yards on the play, and Brandon Van Cleve has been very effective coming in to spell Mike Vickers a 30-yard run and first down.
Brandon Van Cleve has been very effective. He's so effective, he's been playing tricks on my lips.
Taking the words right out of your mouth. 1st and 10, the Bears have been able to move the ball to midfield, and then they've stopped their first 2 drives. Brandon Van Cleve now 4 carries for 62 yards. Pretty good numbers put up by the running back, who shares a little time with Mike Vickers in the backfield. 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. The give to Van Cleve again, and he's to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, down to the 32. Another gain of 18 yards for Brandon Van Cleve. First down. That puts him to the 80-yard mark in just 5 carries, and West is doing it on the ground, which is surprising.
We've expected this to be the exact opposite of what it is right now. We expected John Edwards to be throwing for 94 yards and a touchdown. It should be 21-0 West High. But right now, Brandon Van Cleve is doing exactly what we thought Bozeman would do.
All right.
Had a little role reversal.
2 tight ends, 2 receivers in, and the give to Van Cleve, and a horde of Bozeman Hawk tacklers making the play, including Chris Wright, the nose guard, and number 68 is at Tim Riley. That's number 48, which is Adam Hogue, one of the linebackers, making the play there. Only a gain of 1 for Brandon Van Cleve on that play. And that is the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break right now here at De La Stadium. 21-0. Bozeman plays a great first quarter of football.
Mike Vickers, the ball carrier.
All right, we missed the first play of the second quarter. Mike Vickers running off the right side, a gain of 5 yards, it looks like, where the spot is, and it's 2nd down and 5. We've just started the second quarter in a very surprising first half of football here at the AA Championship at De La Stadium. 21-0, the Hawks lead.
It's 3rd down already. We missed a few plays there in between.
I forgot about the 1-yard carry by Van Cleve, and now it is 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Billings West Bears. 2 receivers split up to the top of your screen, and the give to Mike Vickers. He's going to try to bounce it outside. He's trying to outrun 2 Bozeman Hawks, and Joe Morgan makes a very nice play. The diminutive sophomore quarterback comes up and makes a huge play, forcing 4th down for the Billings West Bears, and you're thinking they're going to have to go for it here.
They have to. If they want to have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to start going for it. They're going to have to start taking it to them like Bozeman has been taking it to West High.
4th down and 7 yards to go for the Golden Bears. The ball is sitting right at the 30-yard line of the Bozeman Hawks.
Vickers didn't have a chance on that last one. Let's see what happens on this one.
Again, 2 wide receivers out. It's Kara Hassan in the slot. You've got Matt Fettig split way to the left side. Only Mike Vickers in the backfield. Big 4th down. John Edwards fakes the handoff. He's got a lot of pressure. He's having to elude the rush, rolling to his left and throwing up in the air. He's got Pat Ryan there, but that ball's going to fall incomplete in the end zone. They'll turn it over on downs. Bozeman has 1st down.
1st down and 10 for the Hawks.
That had a real good chance on that one. Pat Ryan, there was 2 receivers actually. They just couldn't get it done.
1st down for the Bozeman Hawks, and boy, another great opportunity for West to put some points on the board. And we'll see now if this defense, which has played great ball all year long, can finally step up and stop Bozeman, which they haven't done all night long.
They have had a tremendous season. It's just dumbfounding to. You just can't figure out why they're not being able to stop this fired up.
All right, 1st down. They run the option to the left side, and there's Corey Brzezinski making the big hit with a little help from Pat Ryan running the option, but Peterson goes nowhere, losing 5 yards on 1st down, and it is 2nd and 15. And make it 2nd and 14.
That's more like it. That's more like that West High defense that we all know and love. We had a whole mess of guys in the backfield on that one. That's good to see.
As we look down below us, there, Paul Claybo, the head coach of Billings West, sitting there with the offensive line as they're trying to figure out what's going on, how to get John Edwards more protection. 2nd and 15. Jeff Ladd fakes the handoff. He throws it over the middle to the tight end, and it's almost picked off right off the hands of Chris Raitt, and it looked like Corey Brzezinski had a chance, but he couldn't bring it in. It's an incomplete pass. 3rd down. That was almost the break that West High needs to get back into this.
They really needed that break. He had it in his hands. I just don't think he expected to see it. It bounced right off the tip of the receiver's hands into his hands. I just don't think he was expecting it.
3rd down and 15. Will the Bozeman Hawks come up short on a drive and not be able to put points on the board? They, in their first 3 drives of the first quarter, were able to score 21 points. Ladd dropping back the pass. Pat Ryan on the blitz misses him, and the pass is made, and they're going to throw the pass interference call. I think not a bad call. It looked like Jake Iron had his arm on the wide receiver, who was number 33, Chris Raitt, one of the tight ends. And, you know, it's one of those that you hate to see a call like that, but it looks like he did get his arm in front of him.
I think it was a good call. Chris Ryan, or Pat Ryan, was back in the backfield. They ran a blitz. Great call. He should have had a sack. He couldn't quite hold on to the quarterback. But that was a good call.
Ladd made a nice move, though. That's a great athletic move to be able to step aside, especially a guy like Pat Ryan who doesn't miss many tackles.
Ladd.
1st down for Bozeman as the ball's spotted at the 41-yard line, and a penalty keeps this drive alive for the Bozeman Hawks. They keep it rolling.
You know, the coaches at West High, you know, going into this game, they really felt like the key was just to stop the quarterback, stop Jeff Ladd. They've been able to do that okay. They just haven't been able to stop Tomac.
Ladd keeps it on 1st down, faking both the option give to Tomac and the handoff to Peterson. He keeps it for a gain of 2 yards, bringing up 2nd down and 8 for the Bozeman Hawks. And a different look, a different run on that option play right there with Ladd keeping it. He's already broken one big play, but that was on a quarterback draw. What I've been impressed with is the way that Jeff Ladd has thrown the ball. It's a very, very good mixing of the offense, run and pass.
He has thrown the ball well, and I think to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to put more pressure on him.
2nd down and 8, the play action pass, and he's looking on the slant over the middle to Coulter to lead, and the play is broken up by
play.
Willie Jacobson, number 2, with a nice play there.
Willie Jacobson did a great job of getting around, not interfering, but he was so close to that receiver. He had him. He was all over him. The guy didn't have a chance to catch that.
That is textbook defense right there. Played the man-to-man perfectly there, bringing up a 3rd down and 8 situation. The flanker split down to the bottom of your screen will be Travis Dorsch, the big 6'5" player who's already made a couple big plays. Rolling to his right is Jeff Ladd, and he hits Dorsch on the hook, and that's a play they like to go to a lot. I saw the film on the Skyview game, and they hit that 3 or 4 times in the first half, and that's a 1st down.
There goes Travis Dorsch again. He wasn't dragging people down the field. He was just right in the right spot at the right time. He is quite an impact on this game.
That is Ladd to Dorsch for 12 yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the Billings West 45. And again, the West High Bears are having trouble stopping this Bozeman attack with the running and the passing. A great mix on the offense for the Hawks.
They don't know if they're going to run, pass, or play action pass. They just don't know what's going to be thrown at them next.
This time it's the pitch to Red Peterson, and the defense stacks it up, and that looks like number 72 on the side, Ryan Henning, and maybe Peter Heisinga also making the play there. No gain. No gain on the play. It is 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
That was a great play by the West High defense. They tripped them up early. They stuffed up the blockers, and the runner just didn't have anywhere to go. Great play.
2nd down and 10 for the Bozeman Hawks, running out of the power I. Ladd faked the handoff to Tomac, and I think that was Pat Ryan again making the pop there. Ladd would then keep it himself and gain 3 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd down and 7. Good quick decision there by Ladd not to give that off, because that might have been a fumble.
I think it was a good quick decision by Pat Ryan. I'll never stop singing his praises tonight. He's a quick, strong guy. He's very smart. He reads very well. He reads very quickly.
3rd down and 7. This time the give to Peterson off the left side. I think there's going to be a holding call there. Pat Ryan strings it out with the help of number 33, also making a hit on that play. 33 being Matt Whalen. But there's a penalty flag on the play, and I think it's going to be holding. And there it is.
Holding
the call.
Hawks.
When the umpire makes that call, that's almost 99% of the time it's going to be hold. You were held all the time in your pro and college career, weren't you?
I was held all the time, but they hardly ever called it. I kept talking with them, and they would never call the darn play.
We'll see if West High decides to take this penalty or if they're just going to march it off, and that is what they're going to do. They're going to give Bozeman another 3rd down play, which will set up 3rd down and 20 yards to go for Bozeman at their own 45 is where the ball's going to be spot.
Smart move by West High. They really need to push them back. Travis Deutsch has a very powerful leg, and I think that he could score from there.
Wouldn't even mind seeing them try a record kick today. 7:48 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. 21-0 if you're just joining us. The Bozeman Hawks playing a great 1st quarter, putting their points on the board the first 3 times they had the ball. 3rd down now. Pat Ryan on the blitz. It's picked up. Jeff Ladd rolling to the right. He's going to have to run now. He's past the line of scrimmage, and he breaks a tackle from Brzezinski. Finally brought down on the play by number 34, Brandon Van Cleve, but he gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down and 12 yards to go, maybe 13, 4th and 13 for the Bozeman Hawks.
Jake Iron made it. That was actually a pretty good defensive play. Brzezinski ran by him, shoved him back inside to Jake, and Jake ate him up.
Back to punt is Travis Dorsch. He can do it all with his leg. He's done it with his hands as well tonight. Back to field the punt is Willie Jacobson and Pat Carahassan. He thinks that they might not have a shot at this one. A good high spiral. Jacobson is going to let it bounce. It bounces at the 6 and into the end zone. West High will take over on their 20-yard line.
I think Jacobson kind of got lucky on that one. That actually bounced at about the 6-yard line. If that would have bounced for the Hawks, they could have had him down right there about the 10-yard line.
7:03 to play in the 2nd quarter here at Dalish Stadium. 21-0. The Bozeman Hawks lead the Billings West Golden Bears, and I really think it's almost now we could say it is time that the Bears need to put some points on the board.
That's a pretty good assumption.
maybe the overstatement of the night right now. Actually 2 receivers. Again, they're going with the 2 tight end set, which is a little different than I thought they'd come out with. Mike Vickers in the backfield, and they're going to give to Vickers off tackle. He busts it out to the 24-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. Are you surprised that we're not seeing John Edwards now in this 3-receiver attack, just trying to light it up a little bit?
I guess a little bit, but then again, their run is about the only bright spot of their offense tonight. It's worked really well for them. They've been able to move the ball well with Van Cleve. So I guess I'm surprised that they're not throwing it more, but but then again, that's what's been successful for him tonight.
They've given him 5 on the carry on that play by Vickers off the tackle, and it's 2nd and 5. They had another equipment timeout, but we'll keep it right here. 2nd and 5, they bring it up to the line of scrimmage. Again, 2 wide receivers out to the top side of your screen. Kara Hassan in the slot, Matt Fettig to the top of the screen, and again, it's Vickers in the backfield. Johnny Edwards with the handoff to Vickers, and he is brought down quickly, and that's Chris Raitt, again, the nose guard, who's had a sack and about 2 or 3 tackles. He has played a whale of a ball game there, and another nice play. The loss of 3 yards, 2 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd down and 7.
If there's any college scouts in this game tonight, they're going to notice Chris Raitt.
You take a look at his numbers, too, and the amazing thing about Chris Raitt, he's 5'11", 168 playing the nose guard, and he's having free reign right now up front. That's saying a lot. 2 receivers out, 2 tight ends again. 3rd and 7. Johnny Edwards under the center. You figure he's going to drop back to pass. They put some pressure on him again, and he's hit. Brought down by 75, Cooper DeLean, and 16, Adam Herman. The 3rd sack of the game, and the Golden Bears offense is struggling there at the 13-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play, and it's 4th down and deep. 4th and long, and again, the West High Bears unable to put anything, any points on the board or get any momentum going.
Edwards is a great player. There should be a lot of throwing points on the board, but right now he just is not getting the protection that he needs.
Josh Patrick, the punt, fielded at the 50 by Josh Radke. Radke to the 45. He's got a lane to the 40, to the 35. Finally brought down by Brandon Van Cleve at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Great field position for Bozeman. And right now, West is losing the battle on the scoreboard. They're losing the battle of field position with 4:53 to play in this quarter.
That's really going to be a key factor. It has been. It's going to continue to be a key factor. Field position will kill you on the defensive side of the ball if you let them run all over you.
Number 28 for the Bozeman Hawks is now in at the flanker spot, and that would be Cameron Marlowe, just a senior 5'7", 165. And again, we'll see with the 2 tight ends set and 2 backs in, and Tomac gonna get the ball right up the gut, and he's gonna go. He's at the 20 to the 15. Breaking tackles, finally, little Willie Jacobson having to drag him down at the 10-yard line, inside the 10, down to the 8, a 25-yard gain by Justin Tomac, and boy, he's doing
bouncing off of him. He's just rambling, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Sorry about that.
I like that.
It's
down to
unbelievable. He just runs. There's no magic to it. They're just running right up the middle. They're getting some excellent blocks. I don't know what's faking the linebackers out, but they are, there's nobody there to stop him when he runs right up the middle. I'm not sure why.
They're getting off the ball really well, and with 4:26 left to play in the first half, they've got the ball inside the 10. The fake give to Tomac, running the option. The pitch to Peterson. It's on the ground. He's going to have to come up with it. It's loose, and I believe the West High Golden Bears have recovered it, and they have a huge West High Bozeman.
What a lucky break. That is exactly what they need.
They put it on the ground right there.
That breathed a lot of life into the crowd, too. They just suddenly have some hope. And that's one thing. If you're the Bozeman Hawks, you don't want them. You want to keep them down.
Let's take a look at the replay right here. The pitch was never handled by Red Peterson. Pat Ryan kicks it free. Przynski knocks it away, and I think it's either Przynski or Nick Ham who are going to come up with the loose ball, and it's 1st down West at the 15-yard line. And West again sitting in that 2 tight end set with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in this first half. John Edwards behind center. Brandon Van Cleve is your back, and the give to Van Cleve, and he's got a little hole off tackle in a gain of 5 yards for Brandon Van Cleve. Give him 6, says the key statistician up here in the booth. I'm only missing by a yard or 2 each time there. 2nd down.
I'm a little surprised, just as you are, that they keep coming in this 2 tight end offense and keep running the ball, keep pounding it up. I guess that's what's working for them, but they're going to have to get it in the air and score some quick points here before the half if they're going to have a chance to win this ball game.
Under 4 minutes to play now, and the give again to Brandon Van Cleve, and he breaks a couple tackles, and finally the safety, Josh Radke, had to put a little hit on him. He came up flying from the secondary. That's a 1st down.
Not before he got the 1st down, though, and that's what they're going to have to do, I guess. That's what's working for him. Van Cleve has been doing an excellent job of running. He's been breaking tackles, getting those yards that they need.
First and 10 with 3:33 and running in the second quarter here. West High down 21-0. The Bozeman Hawks held scoreless so far in the second quarter after putting up those 21 points in the first quarter. The one wide receiver, which is Matt Fettig, split to the top of your screen. Pat Carahassan down at the bottom, and the give to the back as well. And he's surged.
What a surge by the offensive line. That is what they have to do.
Van Cleve again, 5 yards, and it's second down and 5 for the Bears. Again, you're wondering now in this offense if they're going to be able to move the ball down the field in time to put points on the board with the clock rolling. We're going to be under 3 minutes right now to play in this second quarter. Pat Ryan trotting off the field. It looks like they're going to go to the 3 wide receiver set, and they are right now. Matt Fettig will be split to the top. You'll have Carahassan and Jacobson at the bottom. One tight end. We'll see if if West decides to open up the offense here. Edwards under center. He drops straight back, the quick throw, and he's got Carahassan open, and he catches the ball close to first down yardage. Close to first down yardage. They're going to stop the clock and maybe even take a look at this one. And that's a play that's always been in West's arsenal since Coach Claybo has switched to the passing game, that quick little hitch route.
Well, you know, when they get the trips, the Hawk defense is going to rotate. They're going to play zone on that trip side and man up on the other side. Now, one of the best plays that you can get is when you get that man on the other side, leak out a back into that flat. And I think that's what they were trying to do. He just wasn't open.
First and 10 for the West High Golden Bears, and a little movement up front, and that's going to be 5 yards. Not only 5 yards, but stops the clock for West High as well, as they're going to be able to push it up to about the 43-yard line, their own 43-yard line now, and have first and 5.
They need all the help they can get. If they can keep this surge up, the momentum is going their way. They're going to have to put. They got just 2 minutes, 2:22 left in the game to put another 7 points on their first 7 points on the scoreboard to cut that down, the Bozeman lead down to 14.
First down and 5. The clock starts up again with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. 3 wide receivers in the set. 1 running back, and that's Brandon Van Cleve. And Edwards with a quick drop. He fires to Matt Fettig. He makes the catch and spins backwards. And he may have lost the first down with that play. It's going to be close. I think they may have to. Well, where the spot is now, it looks like it's going to be short by maybe 2 or 3 inches, at least from where we're sitting right here. I think they're going to stop the. They're going to stop the clock and bring out the chains. Matt Fettig makes a nice play, and he tried to spin to break a tackle, but in doing so, he ended up losing maybe about a half a yard.
He did lose about a half yard. Sometimes, you know, I don't ever see an advantage of spinning backwards. It's always good to just power forward. You know, right now they're a little bit desperate. They're trying to make the big plays, so they do some things like that.
First down, West High. The officials make the announcement or make the call, and it is first down at the 48-yard line of West High. They have 52 yards if they want to. 52 yards if they want to put any points on the board, and they have 2 minutes exactly left to go in this first half. No 2-minute warning in high school football, but we are at the 2-minute mark, and the clock starts up again. First and 10 for West High. 3 wide receivers in the set. Brandon Van Cleve is your back. Another quick drop, and he's floating it out. He's got Willie Jacobson wide open. Jacobson catches it at the 30 and down to the 26. The defense sucked in on the play, and they went to the guy running just kind of down the field, down the outside of the field, and the play goes for how many yards there? 20?
25 yards.
25 yards there, the statisticians say. Jacobson makes the catch from John Edwards. Those two hooked up a lot of in many key situations last week in that semifinal win up against Helena Capital. First down and 10. They went up top. They're inside the 30-yard line. Again, 3 wide receivers in the play. Jacobson this time up to the top with Carahassan in the slot. Matt Fettig is down on the low side of the screen. Straight back, and he's got Carahassan open in the slot, just running it there, and he breaks a tackle, but he's brought down by Josh Radke. A gain of 7 on the play. It's going to be second down and 3 yards to go with 1:36 and counting. We'll see if West High is going to burn one of their 3 timeouts, and they do exactly that. Let's take a break here. 21-0 Bozeman over Billings West. 1:35 to play in the second quarter. Back at Dale Stadium with 1:35 to play. Second down and 3 for the Billings West Bears. 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. Edwards drops back, and he's got Carahassan again running free. He breaks a tackle to the 10, to the 5, down at the 3-yard line. A nice play by Carahassan. They're not covering him. He's in the slot, and they're not covering.
They're starting to find the weak spots in this game. It's really exciting to see. West High is finally starting to find those weak spots in the Bozeman defense. And they're going to be right there in the flats and the curl routes.
Those have been open this whole drive, and they've gone back to the 3 wide receiver set. As we said, we're wondering why they didn't do it. They've done it, and they've been successful. They're down at the 3-yard line. The clock is now stopped. They've taken their second timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:19 to play in the second quarter. 21-0 Bozeman. Let's get you back to action right now. These fans are standing here at Daylis Stadium, the capacity crowd. It is first down and goal from the 3. Edwards going to quarterback draw, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Johnny Edwards in, and it's 21-7, 21-6, excuse me. Always don't want to.
How many times has that happened this year? A John Edwards keeper for a first down or a touchdown or something.
It hasn't happened since Edwards separated his shoulder, and the question was, could he still do that? 11 plays, 85 yards on the drive, a very crucial drive by the Billings West Bears to get points on the board right before the half. It is 21-6 with Thor Olson, last week's hero, on for the extra point. We'll see if he can boot it through. Bad snap, it's down, and it is. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
No doubt. That was a no doubt. 21-7. We got to take a break. Bozeman over West, the AA championship. All right, we're back here at Daylis Stadium with 1:15 left to play in the second quarter. Looking to kick it off for the West High Golden Bears.
Number 17.
Number 17, who doesn't seem to be on my roster right now.
Not on mine either.
You got to love when that happens, but he's going to boot it away, and it's kicked to Joe Morgan, who's at the 12-yard line. Morgan across the 20 to the 25, and he's dragged down by 3 or 4 Golden Bears at about the 28-yard line with 1:08 to play. And knowing the way Bill Walker, the head coach of the Bozeman Hawks, will look at this, I think he's going to be happy with that 21-7 lead. I'd be surprised if he tries to throw it, but they may be able to try to bust something up the middle or off the wing again.
I think they're just going to keep doing what they've always been doing. Their offense certainly has been working for them.
Jeff Ladd takes it, and they give it to Tomac, and he goes up the middle for 3 or 4 yards, and he knocks Pat Ryan back on that play. Number 67 as well in on that tackle. That's Chris Friedel, and
He's limping a little bit. Tomac has hurt something. I don't know. It must be his head or.
He missed the game here. He missed the game against Skyview midway through the season with an injury and did not play in that one. So he has been susceptible to being nicked up a little bit. It is second down and 5. The clock now at 40 seconds and ticking. In the power I, Ladd taking the snap, and he gives it to Rhett Peterson. He keeps it. Sorry, Ladd with the keep and nowhere to go.
Loses about a yard or 2 on that.
Nice play there by Peter Heisengay. And Ryan Henning and Friedel making the play up front. They do a nice job of getting the surge there. And with 22 seconds, I think you're going to see Bozeman just say, we've had enough in this first half. They've had a great first half to take that 21-7 lead. And you can see the Ladd is taking the chin straps off the helmet, and they're ready to go into the locker room. 10 seconds to go, and we can tell you it is 21-7 at the half in the AA Championship 1997 here in Montana. Bozeman on top of Billings West 21-7. We'll be back after this commercial message. We are back here at
I can't hear him.
We are back here at Daylis Stadium right now. Andy Price and Mitch Donahue up in the broadcast booth. 21-7, Bozeman over West. We'll go quick over the scoring summary as Bozeman scored 3 touchdowns to start things off. Rhett Peterson from 25 yards out on the first drive. Then big Justin Tomac, who you've had your eye on tonight, a 1-yard plunge to make it 14-0 after the Dorsch extra point. Then it was a nice pass from quarterback Jeff Ladd to Travis Dorsch to make it 21-0. And right before the half, that was 21-0 after 1 quarter. And then right before the half, a nice drive, 85-yard drive by the West Golden Bears, capped off by a 3-yard quarterback draw. Johnny Edwards doing the damage, 21-7 at the half. And we need to pass along this message. This game brought to you by the Montana High School Association. The purpose of the Montana High School Association is to ensure the interscholastic activities in Montana are administered in a manner fair to all. The Montana High School Association believes that interscholastic activity programs are essential to the education of most youth and therefore an integral part of our school curriculum. Let's go down to the field right now. Lee Gordon's there. Take it away, Lee.
Andy and Mitch, thank you very much. We are down on the field. Ron Lepsock, the head coach of Skyview, and our Bozeman man, right, standing with us. I want to talk, Coach Lepsock, I want to talk real quick first. We were just talking earlier about the offensive lines. Bozeman started off 21-0. Their offensive line really did make a stand, and they did a lot better with the pass blocking than the run blocking, it seemed, as opposed to Billings West offensive line. It seemed like John Edwards really had to run out of the pocket more times than he wanted to.
Bozeman's execution on offense, Lee, has been very, very good. Except for the one play down there, the turnover where they were going in. they're pretty much perfect. They've done a great job of mixing up the plays also, and that helps your offensive line look good too when you mix the plays up like that. Defensively, you know, West High has 2 stops, one of them Bozeman stopping themselves on the ground. Bozeman High has 3 stops, and the reason being they put a 6-man front up there, they're mixing the adjacent linemen, and it's going their way. West High has busted some big plays because of that mixing up front, and you know it's going to be one of those cat and mouse games. I think in the second half, West High did a great job of getting on the board and putting the pressure back on, making a game of this right now. At one time in this game, it was looking pretty ugly for the Bears, but I think they're back in the game. They found their rhythm, but what are they going to do to adjust it at halftime? That's going to be the big one.
And the big one, we're going to turn to Chet Lehman for Bozeman. At halftime, if you were the coach, if you're going to say something, and we'll ask Coach Lepsock what he would tell his kids as well. But if you're Paul Claybo from Billings West, what can you say to your kids at this point in time to try to get you back in the game? You are down 21-7. You do have the momentum now coming out of the half. What can you say to the kids?
I think I'd tell them exactly what he told them there with about 3 minutes in the game. Coach talked about it just a minute ago, the emotion factor in this. I think it's controlled emotion versus uncontrolled emotion. I think that's what we saw at the beginning of this game. Bozeman had theirs under control. They seemed to be focused. They were coming out firing. They were mixing it up, like Coach said. Bears seemed a little bit flat. They picked it up there about 3 minutes left in that game. They were able to get it put together, settle down, get into the game that they're playing. Instead of trying to play the Bozeman Hawk game, they're playing the Bears game. And I think that's what you're seeing right there just as we wrapped up the end of that first half. That's what's happening. I'm sure that's probably what Coach Claypool's saying right now is, you know, you're doing the right thing. Just come back out and keep doing that.
And a lot of enthusiasm running wild in this game, especially with a state championship game. And you've been in these type of games. You've been in the big game. I saw there's a couple offensive linemen on West, and I'm sure on the other side. When you get in a game like this, and tempers kind of flare sometimes, how do you kind of keep some? I saw some of the offensive linemen going at it. They had to be pulled away. How do you keep your guys on the same page, focused for the same goal, trying to win, and try to not let any one of them take a blame for a certain thing?
Well, the big thing is they have a responsibility to the football team to do their job, to do the very best job that they can. Talking is talk. When you walk it, that's going to get the job done. You know, these kids understand and they know it. They've been there, that you talk with your pads, you get it done up front especially, and you know, may the best team win. When you've done your best job as a football player, whether it be offensively, defensively, or whatever your responsibility is, get your job done first. Then help out the rest of the team.
And we were talking earlier in the pregame, Coach Lepsock's crystal ball came completely true. All 4 of his points coming true. And the big one was Travis Dorsch. We talked about him a lot in the pregame show. You've had a chance to see him the entire year. He's a great player at 6'5", head and shoulders above the rest. It seems like to be successful, all Bozeman would really have to do is just throw a fade pattern up to him and let him jump up and hope for the best.
Well, and oftentimes you may very well see that in the second half. That's the thing that makes Travis Dorsch so dangerous. His foot is as lethal as they come. His arms and hands are about as lethal as they come out there too. And Jeff Ladd not afraid to go to him there early on, and it was pretty effective, running him down the side, mixing it up a little bit with him. That's a powerful weapon when you have that. I know Coach can talk about, you know, the ability to have somebody like that, not just on offense, but on your special teams. If something happens, he's not afraid to put a hit on somebody either, and at 6'5", 200-plus pounds, I don't know, I remember when I was 16 years old, I wouldn't want anybody close to that taking a hit on me like that. So, yeah, he's an amazing weapon. You're right. Coach nailed it right on the head. All 4 keys right off the bat.
Chet Lehman and Rob Lepsock, we want to thank you for joining us for the halftime show. It's 21-7. Just want to pass along Nick Ham. But we were not quite sure what happened. He did walk off the field. They helped him off. He had some ice on his knee. We'll try to find out exactly what happened. Nick Ham of the Billings West Bears. Let's send it back up to Andy and Mitch in the booth.
All right. Thank you very much, Lee. We are sitting here trying to compile the numbers in what was a very offensive-oriented first half. And if we just take a look at the total numbers, the team numbers, the Bozeman High, 188 rushing yards. West with a very productive rushing half at 107 yards. But you take a look at the total yards, 294 because you throw in a 106 passing yards. It's been almost a game in itself in the first half for the Bozeman Hawks.
It really has. They've had a tremendous amount of success, both up the middle, running with number 44 out there, and they've also had a lot of success throwing the ball. And
Very impressive is all you could say so far in the first half. Their drive was stopped. The one stat you saw at the bottom there was turnovers. The fumble at the 15-yard line was the only turnover of the first half, and that one may have kept Bozeman from going up 4 touchdowns. West was able to convert that, and that may be right there the telltale play of this game.
That was the turning point where West started to get some momentum going their way. Up until that point, it looked like it was going to be a 28-0 ball game. Very good thing that West was able to capitalize on that turnover and turn that into 7 points on the scoreboard.
Let's take a look at some of the individual stats as well. Jeff Ladd, who has been incredible. That's all you could say about his first half performance. He was 7 for 10 in the air for 106 yards and a touchdown, running the offense, running the option offense to perfection. Not just the numbers he put up. He really controlled that game.
He did control it. He knew when to pitch. He knew when to keep it. He's even, he's broken some plays and put it up in the air. It's just been an incredible game to watch offensively. The Hawks take control of this game.
Brett Peterson, the tailback, has 6 carries for 32 yards, 25 of those coming on that one touchdown. Outside of that one play, the first touchdown of the game, the Bears have been able to stop Brett Peterson, the tailback. The difference is the fullback, 7 carries for 99 yards for Justin Tolman.
Well, you know how much I like him. He's a real tough guy. And he doesn't do it by making a lot of fancy moves. He doesn't do it, by trying to outrun people. He just takes it right to them, and they just seem to fall off of him. They bounce. I saw one play. There was 4 guys trying to tackle him on about the 20-yard line, and it just seemed like 2 or 3 of them just bounced off, and he finally fell down.
And then that's where their offense is going to start, and West is going to have to try to stop that in the second half. We take a look at one other number from the Bozeman side, and that's Travis Dorsch, the kicker/wide receiver. 4 catches for 66 yards and the touchdown, and that was that height advantage touchdown. They talked about that advantage. They've got West has 2 cornerbacks that are 5'10". He's 6'5". You throw it up there high enough, he's going to get the ball.
You don't have to be as accurate when you got a Jolly Green Giant out there waiting to snap up the ball.
On the West side, some pretty impressive stats as well. Johnny Edwards, 7 for 8 for 88 yards and a 3-yard touchdown round. But the key maybe for Edwards, not the numbers he has, but the 3 sacks. They were able to put good pressure on him in the first half.
They did put a lot of pressure on him. There were so many broken plays back there because of the pressure. He didn't even have time to look for his second receiver. If his first receiver was covered, he just didn't have enough time. He had to try and run the ball or eat it.
And Brandon Van Cleve, the running back, came in and carried the ball 9 times for 96 yards. The offense seems to have a little bit more punch with him in the game. He's looked good. On that note, we're going to take a commercial break here. We will be back with coverage of the second half of the 1997 AA Football Championship. At the half, it's Bozeman 21, Billings West 7.
Can I listen
back at Daylis Stadium right now? It's live coverage of the 1997 Montana State AA Football Championship. The Bozeman Hawks just returning to the field. West has been back in from the locker rooms for a little bit. And the key thing about that drive, to end the first half, not only did it kill the rest of the first half, put points on the board for West High, but they get the ball right back here to start the second half. And that's kind of, almost getting 2 for the price of 1 a little bit.
That's right. Bozeman had a great drive. I think it's pretty obvious to see if they would have completed that drive and made it 28-0, this would be an entirely different ball game. But with West High being able to capitalize on that and put 7 points on the board and making it 7-21, now we got a game, especially with West High getting the ball at this point.
I think it's been a very interesting first half of football and very impressive from both points. I think Bozeman's offense and their triple threat, the ability of Ladd to get it to the fullback, the tailback, and to get it out and throw it, has been extremely impressive. And West has put up some big numbers, but they just haven't been able to complete drives.
That's right. Everybody came into the game thinking Edwards was the guy to watch. Ladd's been excellent in this game. He has been the guy to watch, and he wants everybody to know it.
Paul Claybo said in our pre-week meetings with these players and coaches that he thinks Ladd's as good a quarterback as there is in the state outside of his kid, outside of Edwards. And Claybo said he doesn't remember a year where there's been so many good AA quarterbacks when you throw in the Neal kid up at CMR and you throw in a few other names as well. He's been very impressed by that. And Jeff Ladd, who's you look out on the field, and he's also on the kickoff team. He's a guy who's going to play almost 60 minutes of this game. We're about ready to kick things off here for the second half of the AA championship.
How many quarterbacks anywhere do you see squaring off, running down on a kickoff? You just don't see that. You don't want to get your prize quarterback hurt. That's crazy.
Bill Walker has got some nice athletes on that team, and he uses them in every facet of the game. And we are ready to kick things off right now in the third quarter. 21-7, Bozeman leading it. Travis Dorsch kicking it off from the 40-yard line. He's been able to put 2 out of 3 into the end zone, and this one was a big boot, and that's going halfway, and that is going to be a touchback. West High ball at the 20-yard line, and we've been calling that number quite a bit.
West High hasn't had a chance to even run it back. It's been a touchback every time. And that's, that I really think that, that's taking an opportunity away from West High.
Well, we talked about what the field position plays and how the special teams will be a factor in that, and that is run true all night long. 21-7 in West High.
Just another side note on that special teams, putting all those starting athletes out there shows how important special teams is to that Bozeman team.
All right, 3 wide receivers are going back to that set with just 1 tight end. John Edwards, miscommunication. That's a broken play and a loss of 10 yards on the play. John Edwards brought down. He looked for the halfback to give it to as we take a look at the play. And Vickers and he had their numbers or their directions crossed, and he's brought down for a 10-yard loss.
Brett Peterson read that play well. Again, Edwards didn't have a chance to even let that play develop.
Second down and 20 yards. Again, 3 receivers in the set. Pat Carahassan, who's been uncovered, sitting again in the slot. It looks like they're going to put 2 guys on him right now. Johnny Edwards looking to drop back and pass. 5 steps on the drop. He's going to have to step up in the pocket. He eludes the rush to the left and throws it, and that ball is incomplete. The intended receiver, Peter Heisingay, the tight end, number 93. He also had Matt Fettig a little deeper on in the route, but I don't think he could have gotten the ball upfield to Fettig.
No, Bozeman had that. They had every receiver covered up. They had great pressure on the quarterback. Actually, Edwards did have some time to throw that. He ran around well. He eluded the rushers pretty well. He just didn't have anywhere to throw it. They had great coverage on that.
They're going to split Heisingay out a little bit, so it looks like they have 4 receivers in the set. Again, it's Vickers, the lone back, and are they going to bring 6? It looks like 6 are lining up, and they do bring 6. Edwards throwing the fade route. He's got Carahassan and Ratke, and Carahassan makes the catch at the 50 to the 45 to the 40, 35, 30, and brought down at the 26. Pat Carahassan makes a great catch over the top of Josh Ratke.
What
and
an
it's first
exciting
down.
play. It didn't look like he was going to come up with that. Here you can see he barely comes up with that ball right there, and he looks like he's just starting to pull away here. Boom, he comes up and trips him up.
I tell you what, Pat Carahassan
play.
had the touchdown that Travis Dorsch caught thrown over the top of him, and he goes and makes an athletic play to get it back 66 yards on the play from Edwards to Carahassan, and West is in business at the Bozeman 27-yard line. Again, 3 wide receivers in the set. Mike Vickers, the lone tailback. 6 guys at the line of scrimmage for West. Edwards dropping back, and he's got Fettig wide open in the slot, and he's down to the 16-yard line. That's going to be a first down, and Bozeman is not covering the slot receiver right now.
They aren't. We talked about how in the last part of the first half, West was starting to control the ball and find those weak spots. This is the weak spot right here.
We'll see if they go at it again. Fettig will be in the slot, and it's Carahassan is out of the game right now, and they've got Jacobson to the low side. Again, Edwards with 1 back in the backfield. Edwards going to drop straight back. He's getting the protection. Rolling to his right. He's got a lot of room to run if he'd like, but he's going to throw it to a wide open Matt Fettig. Touchdown, Billings West. 16 yards on the play. It's 21-13, and we have ourselves a AA championship football game right now.
This is a ball game now, folks. That was a beautiful play by Edwards.
6 plays, 80 yards on the drive, and the touchdown pass. Edwards, 16 yards to Matt Fettig. He rolled out, he could have run it, and he saw Fettig kind of work into the zone and find a spot, and there's a touchdown. He was wide open.
Here's a cherry to be picked.
Thor Olson with the kick, and it is up, and it is good. And it is 21-14 in the AA championship. Bozeman leading Billings West.
This looks like a Western Athletic Conference game.
It sure kind of does here. That's Mitch Donahue, of course, was a WAC Defensive Player of the Year with the Wyoming Cowboys. I'm Andy Price. We've got the call of the 1997 AA Football Championship game, 21-14. That is Josh Patrick kicking it off, and he's going to kick it to number 37 for Bozeman, Ryan Michelson. Michelson breaks a couple tackles, and there's going to be a hold on that as well, another penalty, and that's going to probably bring it back 10 yards. And Bozeman this time is going to start inside their own 15.
It's been really fun watching number 16 for the Bozeman Hawks. He's so excited out there. He got out there. That's who the penalty is on, folks, but he lined up right off the bat. He was pointing at the West High bench. He's excited. He said, bring it on. Let's rock.
John Edwards updated stats. He's 10 for 12 so far for 180 yards and 1 touchdown rushing, 1 touchdown throwing. A very nice night for John Edwards. Bozeman will take over now inside their own 15 at about the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. And this is a big test for the West Side defense and the Bozeman offense to see if they can keep up that great consistency they had in the first half. Ladd behind center, and he's going to drop back and throw. But there was movement up front, and that, again, I thought was on the offensive side, and I think you're going to see him face a 1st and 15, and now penalties, are they going to catch up to him?
Notice how quickly the Bozeman offensive line, they rush up to the line, they get things started just as quickly as possible, and I think that time they didn't get set long enough.
That's almost, if you were to like bring in a basketball analogy, like a fast break offense. It's
that's right.
They're trying to hit you before you're ready to go. And Bill Walker, that's his philosophy and has been at Bozeman High. Again in the power eye, the offset eye. Jeff Ladd behind the center. He's going to drop back to throw it. Pump fake, and he's going right back up top to Travis Dorsch. And Dorsch makes another great leaping catch, and he's out past the 30 down to the 33. And in that man-to-man coverage, he's got a great size advantage.
Man-to-man, he had 3 mans on him. All he had to do is stick his big, tall hands up in the air, and he brought that down. Inside 3 receiver. It's amazing, folks. This is such an exciting game to watch.
27-yard play for Travis Dorsch, as we saw the replay right there. A nice job by Dorsch to go up over the top of Carahazan. 1st and 10 from the 33. Nobody out back, and it's just Justin Tomac with a gain of 2 yards on that play. They didn't have a flanker set out that time, and West was able to put 8 inside, and they were able to stop the inside run at that point in time. And I think that's kind of a key, because you have the flanker who's been very effective. West can't sit there with 8 and 9 guys inside the hashes and play them like that. That time they were able to.
That's right. And, you know, this shows the strength of West. You know, maybe the tides are changing. West High was able to stop that.
That play, Tomac again on the give, and he gets 5 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. He has 106 yards now. He's topped the 100-yard mark Justin Tomac has. He's been a big-time player for him, and now it is 3rd down and 3 for the Bozeman Hawks with 9:30 to play in the 3rd quarter here in the AA Championship. 21-14 Bozeman, and we'll see what type of set that they go with this time. Travis Dorsch, I see sitting on the sidelines as well as Josh Radke. So again, they may not have a split end. If they would be, it'd be Coulter Deline would be the guy that's in the lineup. But they're going to be tight.
They're either going to run it or they're going to play action pass.
You call that a full house backfield now. Three backs in the backfield. Jeff Ladd gives it to Rhett Peterson, but Peterson moved too early. Rhett Peterson moved way too early. That's going to be an illegal motion call, 5 yards, and you could see Peterson wanted the ball, and he kind of took a little half step before
he really did. He really anticipated that one.
Kind of gave it away a little bit. I was seeing who was going to get the ball on that, and it's going to now be 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Another big penalty. 3 on this drive alone for the Bozeman Hawks.
West Hyde had no idea there was going to be a penalty, though, and I think it really showed the strength of their defense starting to show through now. They were able to stop that power running game.
They declined the penalty, and we're now going to be looking at a 4th down situation. 4th down and 3. All season long, Bill Walker has not been, he will make this move, and it looks like they're not going to set up to punt it. 4th down and 3 yards to go. 4th down and about 2.5 if you're going to be exact, and we'll see. Again, the full house backfield. Nobody's flanked out to the side. Ladd fakes it. He's rolling to the right, and he's got Chris Raitt, and for a 1st down, great pitch and catch is what you say. He had the tight end running a little out pattern. He was open, and Jeff Ladd with another great pass and another great reception.
This Bozeman Hawks offense is showing tremendous composure. They're keeping their cool. 4th and 2, they don't get nervous. They run up to the line. They want it.
Chris Raitt with the catch. It's 1st down and 10 to go from the 48-yard line. That's their second 4th down conversion of the game, the Bozeman Hawks. They give it to Rhett Peterson on the counter, and he's got himself some running room. He'll go 14, 15, maybe even 16 yards off the left side. 1st and 10 inside the Billings West 40-yard line, and they run that little counter, and they got West's defense shifting a little bit too much. 16 yards on the play.
You know, usually inside the 30 is a red zone, but right here, I think red zone all the way. It's important for West High to stop them right here.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. This time they do have the guy split out to the right. Jeff Ladd's going to keep it himself, and he is brought down. That may be a face mask on Pat Ryan where the flags are going. I think he got a hold of Jeff Ladd's face mask as Ladd was trying to break it outside, and that one is going to be, if it's a personal foul, 15 yards and a big penalty that'll go Bozeman's way. This has kind of been a drive that has been keyed by penalties.
This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt West High real bad here.
It is a face mask. I don't know if it's a 5 or 15-yarder. We'll see where they're going to mark it off. They'll take the penalty because it'll save 1st down. They went back for it. It's interesting how they changed their offensive set there for 3 or 4 plays by going to the full house backfield and not the flanker. They're going to move this one 15 yards, and this ball will be spotted inside the 20 all the way down to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bozeman Hawks at the 17-yard line.
It's interesting to see them split Travis Dorsch way out. Look how wide away he is from the rest of the play there.
Well outside the left hash when the play is on the right hash. Dorsch split to the left. Again, they're in the offset eye. Jeff Ladd will take the snap, and he's going to give it to Bayard Black, the fullback, and there's holding, and that's our 5th penalty of this drive. A little hold on, I think, Chris Friedel was held. The West High defensive lineman was pulled down, and that's going to move it right back. And the refs are doing more of the... Do we have a stat on the refs to see how many yards they're moving up and down?
They're trying to have an impact on the game, too.
It looked like there was a bona fide hold. I was watching the middle of the line, and Friedel got pulled down.
Well, you know, they're on TV. They want to get a little pub. You know,
you don't see too many games on TV here, Montana.
They want to get their face on the big screen.
It's going to be 1st down again, but they're going to step it off. I think it'll be a full 10 yards, and it'll be 1st down and 20 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks. Travis Dorsch is out, and they've brought in Coulter DeLean, who's now going to be playing the flanker spot. And it is very interesting to see how far they're splitting it out. But as I said before, I think it spreads out the defense.
I think it's just a decoy. They've done that twice and run it.
1st and 20, the fake handoff to Rhett Peterson. Ladd is rolling, and he kind of floats one up, and Willie Jacobson, Willie Jacobson, a great play from the safety spot, was able to read that. Not the hardest ball you've ever seen thrown, kind of a floater out there. Jacobson made the play.
Folks, if you hear a little cheering for West High coming through my voice, I just can't help it. I've got that black and gold running through my blood. I apologize, but what a great play.
I told the bosses we're going to hire Mitch Donahue and pay him double because he's going to be unbiased.
You're going to have to pay me triple to be unbiased. I just can't do it.
2nd down and 20 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks. Travis Dorsch back in the lineup. He's split out to the left side with 7 minutes and 54 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter of this great game. 21-14 Bozeman leading. The pitch, they're going to run the reverse to Dorsch, and he's going to pitch it back to Ladd. Ladd's looking, nobody's there. He's now rolling to the left side. Pat Ryan coming up to hit him, and he stops and he throws it. He's got a guy wide open, and the ball was dropped. It was dropped. Rhett Peterson had it in his hands, but he had to slide, and it fell to the ground.
What?
It fell to the ground.
Does anybody know what play that was?
That was the double reverse flea flicker, pitch it back to the quarterback, and then roll left and throw a pass that's incomplete, and it's 3rd and 20.
That's exactly what that was. You're unbelievable.
It's 3rd down and 20 yards now for the 20 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks. They are at the Billings West High 27-yard line. Dorsch split up to the right side, dropping straight back, and they're throwing the fade route. And this one's going to be picked off by Willie Jacobson. Touchback. West High football at the 20-yard line. Willie Jacobson with the nice interception. The 2nd turnover for Bozeman. And you know what? Where they were at was right in Travis Dorsch's field goal range. You take those 3 points off the board now, and West has a chance to even this game up.
Travis Dorsch was actually in very good position to catch that ball. He was in a Willie Jacobson, he just made a great play. Unbelievable play, right at the right time. You'll notice I'm not cheering. I'm really containing myself now. I think I'm going to give myself a pat on the back.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. 7:35 to play in this third quarter. 3 wide receivers set again for the Billings West Bears. Brandon Van Cleve, who's close to 100 yards in the backfield. They're going to fake to Van Cleve, and they're going to find Jacobson. Jacobson across the 30 to the 33. There are penalty flags, which is the story of this second half right now. We'll see if it's on the offense or the defense. I think that the one of the split ends on the west right side.
We got a player down, number 16.
And that is Adam Herman.
Adam Herman.
And if you talk to Bill Walker about his defense, he says his defense goes with Adam Herman on the left end and with Rhett Peterson his right end. Those two book ends, as he liked to say, or as he said while we were in Bozeman, they make the defense go, and you'd hate to see Adam Herman go down. Let's take a quick break right now. This is the coverage of the AA Championship, 21-14. Bozeman leading Billings West. All right, we're back here at West at Dalis Stadium. The give to Mike Vickers on first down, and he goes right up the middle of the field for another first down. 16 yards on the play by Mike Vickers. The injury to Adam Herman, he was able to walk off on his own power. They took him over to his bench, and we'll see the extent of his injury if we can get a report on that. But Herman is out of the ballgame, which means they've moved number 30 into the. 30 is not going to be. That's Brian Cott, who is already a cornerback, so they're not going to move him to one of the end spots. It looks like number 45 has taken his spot, and that's Pat Laird, who starts at the tight end spot. He is now at the end. First and 10. West High, they give it to Brandon Van Cleve. He breaks 2 tackles. He's got some room to run. He goes 15 yards for the first down to the 46-yard line of West High, and they threw it all second quarter, and now they've gone back to the ground.
Brandon Van Cleve's trying to steal my man, number 44 from the Bozeman Hawks. He's trying to steal his thunder a little bit. Tamarack, he ran right up the middle that time. Didn't make a whole lot of moves, just made some hard hits, and got a first down.
They spot the ball at the 45-yard line. Again, 3 wide receivers in the set for Billings West High. Brandon Van Cleve, the lone back. Johnny Edwards has some time dropping back, and he throws it wide open as Willie Jacobson, and they're calling it a catch inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. That's a gain of another 16 yards. Edwards to Willie Jacobson. A little bobble. He may have been able to take it for a few more yards.
That's right. If he would have caught that clean, if he would have caught it right on the run, I think he could have taken that quite a ways. Maybe all the way. Van
Cleve has gone over the 100-yard mark, and now John Edwards, 11 for 13. Those are some big-time numbers. 11 for 13 for close to 200 yards at 196 yards. 6:37 left to play here in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers set for the Billings West Bears. John Edwards behind the center, and he drops straight back. 4-step drop, and he's throwing it again to the guy on the side, and that's Willie Jacobson. Now they're going to cover the slot guy, and that leaves the wide guy wide open.
That's right. They're just playing to their weakness. They're trying to get them to cover the guys that they want, and then they're going to throw it to that weak spot.
What will be interesting to look at right now is number 45, who's Pat Laird, who's on the offensive team, and he's played defense at times this year. Now he's going to have to step in and fill one of those end roles, and we'll see how he does, because that defensive line has done a nice job for Bozeman.
Right now, I think he's just kind of feeling it out.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Again, the 3 wide receivers set, and they jump off sides, and another penalty in this third quarter, and that's going to be 5 big yards.
West High stayed nice and solid on that one. They did a good job of drawing the Bozeman team off sides. Nobody on the West offensive line moved.
That makes it 2nd and 5, which is a whole lot easier than a 2nd and 10 for the West High Golden Bears. And they are driving right now, looking to tie this game up with 6:31 left to play in the third quarter. It's 21-14 Bozeman. Bozeman Hawks have not scored since the end of the first quarter. They've been shut down the last quarter and a half. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. That would be Jacobson and Fettig. Hassan to the bottom. Brandon Van Cleve is the back, and he's going to take it. And there was movement again, and I think it was the end of the West High line. So you give it 5 yards, and you take it away.
Yeah. Well, it's all fair in love and war, and especially football.
And in football too. And the funny thing is the first half was a very clean game. Very, very, very clean first half, and now we're seeing the penalties starting
anything but clean in this one.
Play a little bit of a factor here in this game, but it's now 2nd down and back to about 10 yards to go. Or was it? Yeah, it's just going to be 10. I thought I saw him move back to the 15, but they're back 10 yards on the penalty. But it is not. It'll be 2nd down Never second guess yourself up here.
2nd and 10.
Never second guess yourself. 3 wide receivers in the set. You've got Kara Hassan in the slot, and finally it looks like they're going to maybe even bump and run him. They haven't been moving on him at all in this game. The fake, and they give it on kind of the wide receiver screen to Matt Fettig, and that play goes nowhere. That is a staple in the West High diet, and that's the first time they've run it tonight, and it was ineffective.
The Bozeman Hawk defense is adjusting well to the big surge of the West High offense. They're starting to figure things out. They're covering those wideouts.
3rd down and 12 yards to go. Can West keep their drive alive, or will Bozeman take over? The ball's at the Bozeman Hawk 42-yard line. 3 wide receivers in the set. Kara Hassan is in the slot. Brandon Van Cleve, who's over 100 yards on the day, is your lone back. Johnny Edwards is going to take the snap and drop straight back. He gets the block on the blitz, and he's got Pat Kara Hassan wide open. He's in the 20, 10, touchdown. We are going to be tied if West High can convert on the touchdown. John Edwards to Pat Kara Hassan, and we have ourselves what could be an even ball game, and he was wide open.
He wasn't. There was nobody within 5 yards of Pat Kara Hassan. He could have walked into the end zone.
8 plays, 80 yards on the drive, capped off with John Edwards to Pat Kara Hassan for 40 yards on the play. 42 yards on the play, and now the crucial extra point, and Thor Olsen boots it right through, and it is 0-0 for all intents and purposes. 21-21. We are tied with 5:31 to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back. Get the AA championship after this. We are tied 21-21 with 5 minutes and 31 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter here in the AA football championship. Weston Bozeman kicking it off, Josh Patrick, and that ball is fumbled at the 23-25-yard line. Michelson picks it up, and he is brought down. The momentum has changed.
It has changed, but that one was fumbled. It bounced right back in his hands. It was like he had never dropped the ball.
I've got the chief statistician up here, Mr. Tim Keating, who's saying you got to give this stat out. That's 14 points off the only 2 turnovers in the game, even though you wouldn't categorize that as points off turnovers as much because they had to drive the length of the field, but a very good point. Bozeman couldn't put the ball in the end zone. 1st and 10. Travis Dorsch split right to the right. They pitch it off to Rhett Peterson. He's got himself a hole. He's over the 30, to the 35, 40, 45, and he's going to be brought down by Willie Jacobson inside West High territory. And Bozeman, they don't seem like they're affected by that tying touchdown.
Maybe the momentum hasn't changed. That was a huge play.
25 yards on the carry, is that what we're saying? And it's a 1st down. West High at the 49, or just across midfield right now. Coulter Deline is split wide to the right. They give it to Tomac, and Tomac goes for 3 yards, and he's brought down by Pat Ryan. And number 42 on the defense for the West High Golden Bears is one of their youngsters. Number 42 is Eric Brady, just a junior.
Tomac is so tough. He's just powering up in there, taking 2, 3, 4 guys with him. He's not trying to make a move on anybody. He's just trying to run them over.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Dorsch split right to the right. They keep it with Ladd, and he's going to get about 2-3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 yards to go as he crosses the Billings West 45-yard line, and almost a throwing situation here. And Dorsch is back in. That was not Dorsch who was in that play. That would have been number 3 for the Hawk team, Brad Osen, who was the split out that time. This time it's Dorsch coming wide to the left side in the power eye, or the offset eye. This time it looks like the straight eye. And they're just going to give it to the second back through, which is Rhett Peterson, and I believe he has a 1st down over the 40 to the 39, maybe close to the 38-yard line.
It almost seems like every time they split Dorsch out real wide like that past the hash mark, and they get in that power eye, they're going to run it. Dorsch is just a decoy out there. They're trying to get him to think pass, and they run right up the middle.
I don't think he got a very good spot, to tell you the truth. I thought he was well towards the 39, but they're going to measure it. And as he does, let's tell you that this game, again, is brought to you by the Montana High School Association. The purpose of the Montana High School Association is to ensure that interscholastic activities in Montana are administered in a fair manner to all. And what is the call?
He's going to be about 2-3 inches short.
3 inches short. It's 4th down.
What do you think?
Well, they're 2 for 2 on 4th down situations, and whether you go with the sneak or you give it to Tomac, I think their odds are pretty good.
I think if Tomac was the only one out there, they'd be going for it.
1 on 11.
Tomac is a tough individual.
They'll start the clock with 4:03 to play, and Jeff Ladd is going to pitch it to Red Peterson. A surprise, and there's a flag. I think there was motion, and it's now going to be 4th and 5. And a little bit makes you scratch your head there because you've got the power game, run the power game. They've been so effective, and now you're looking at 4th and 5 and a half.
It's going to go against the Hawks. 4th and 5, like you say. I think that was a costly error on the Hawks end of things. The run right up the middle has been very effective.
to say the least. 4th and 5 and a half right now. Travis Dorr split out. They're going to go for it. No rhyme or reason not to. And he's got a guy wide open. Pat Laird over the middle, inside the 10. He's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. They went to the tight end. It was one-on-one coverage, and the tight end beat the linebacker. There was no safety to help him out, and it is big-time play. A huge call by Bill Walker. They take it down to the 5, 40 yards on the play. Unbelievable. Pat Laird with a nice catch from the tight end spot. Jeff Ladd found him. He was wide open.
That was a great throw and catch by Pat Laird and Jeff Ladd. Yeah. Jake Iron, I just want to say, he made a tremendous effort. Ran him down. He closed the gap and brought him down.
From the 6, the pitch on the option. Jeff Ladd's going to walk it into the end zone, and they have taken the lead. An impressive comeback drive by Bozeman after West scored 21 unanswered points. Bozeman has come back to take the lead on a Jeff Ladd 6-yard keeper touchdown, 28 or 27. See, with Travis Dorsch, I start giving him the automatic there. It's 27-21. Here's your replay on the touchdown. Great run of the option, and Jeff Ladd is having himself a brilliant ball game, and he's able to put it through, put it into the end zone. They take a 6-point lead.
They had the pitch man covered, but they forgot to cover the quarterback.
It happens sometimes in the option. Here's the snap and the set. It's blocked! Willie Jacobson came through, but the ball has been retrieved. They say it's a dead ball. We'll go to a commercial break on a big extra point block. Travis, see, I gave it to him and it didn't happen. 27-21. Bozeman leading Billings West with 3:35 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I'll tell you what, that may be a tremendous...
We are back here and having a great time in what has been a whale of a football game. The drive here, 7 plays, 75 yards. The quarterback, Jeff Ladd, with the 6-yard touchdown run. He's thrown one, and now he's run for one, and it's 27-21. Thank you, Willie Jacobson with the block kick. Number 67, Chris Friedel, trying to get the crowd going on the west side as Travis Dorr says, you block my kick, I'll show you what I'll do with the kickoff. I'll just knock it 5 yards out of the end zone, and West Side takes over at the 20.
That could be a very costly error, not being able to convert on that last touchdown.
You're exactly right.
If West High can put some points on the board, they can go ahead with just an extra point.
3:35 to go in an action-packed game in an action-packed 3rd quarter here at Daylis Stadium. It's the AA Football Championship. West High on the attack there with their 3 wide receivers set and the give to Mike Vickers, and he's brought down, tripped up at the line of scrimmage by number 16, Adam Herman. And Adam Herman, it looks like he's back in the ball game, and that's good news, very good news for the Bozeman Hawks. One of their 2 talented defensive ends is able to come in and make a play right away.
He says, I'm back.
You don't leave championship games, do you, Mitch Donahue?
No way. I ain't going to miss out on that. He's never going to get a chance to play it again.
No, he will not. All right, 2nd down now and 9 yards to go after the 1-yard carry by Mike Vickers. 3 wide receivers with Matt Fettig this time in the slot. Edwards looks like he almost even checked off on that play. He's going to step up and he's going to be sacked. 3 Bozeman defensive linemen making the play. 54 was the first player to make the hit. Number 54 on the Bozeman Hawks, Jason Kaiser with a big play coming in. We haven't seen much of Jason today, but he comes in and makes a big play.
That was a combination of great coverage and great pressure. Edwards didn't have anywhere to throw it. He didn't have any time to run around. They were to him before he could do anything about it.
The stat man says that's the 5th sack on Johnny Edwards, 43 yards lost, and that's been a big part of it. The West was able to overcome a little bit in the 3rd quarter and put those points on the board. Now we'll see on 3rd down and 14 yards what happens. 3 wide receivers out. Kara Hassan in the slot, and he's going to find Kara Hassan. Kara Hassan makes the catch. He's going to be short of the 1st down at the 27-yard line. That'll be 4th and 3. The safety was able to step up and make that play. If he would have missed the tackle, we would have had ourselves another touchdown. West High is going to kick it away.
You can't go for it on this side of the field. And
You want to talk about 4th down conversions. How much credit do you give Bill Walker? He has gone for it on 4th and 5 twice, and he's converted both times. Once of that big play, that catch by Laird that set up that last touchdown. Bill Walker doesn't mind 4th down, but I think even at this part of the field, he'd kick it away, especially with Travis Dorsch. Patrick with the kick. Josh Radke makes the play at the 47. He's across to the 50, down to the 45, and that's where he will go down in West territory. Great field position again for Bozeman. They've got the edge in that game.
That's a poor display of tackling by West High's defense there. We had several missed tackles. They're going to have to stop that if they want to win the game.
This is like the third game we've seen tonight. The first half, all Bozeman. The second, late second quarter and third quarter, early third quarter was all West, and now Bozeman's back on the prowl at the 45-yard line of West High in the offset eye. Ladd rolling back to throw it, and he finds Jeff Ladd on the hook, and they are going to call it a completion for 10 yards, just right on the stripe. I think that's going to be a first down, if not maybe an inch short. 10 yards again to Jeff Ladd. That hook, that little out, has been wide open.
They have been earning a lot of respect from the defensive backfield of West High. Defensive backfield of West High, they're playing much too soft on these guys.
They give it to him, a first down, 10 yards on the completion from Ladd to Dorsch. Ladd, the fake pitch, and he gives it to Tomac. That play's been so effective. Finally, West stays home, and only 4 yards gained on the play. That's been a big gainer all night long.
And it's been a huge gainer. Tomac, I'll never stop singing his praises. He's just a huge, tough-minded individual.
1 minute and 5 seconds and counting left to go in the third quarter in what's been a barn burner of a AA championship game. Bozeman leading at 27-21 with second down and 6 yards to go. And the blitz is on. Pat Ryan trying to guess the snap count, and Jeff Ladd comes out trying to make the play in number 33, and a big-time play by, that would be Matt Whalen. One of the backup players on this defense has come out, and that's really, I think it's third tackle and third big tackle in this game, and he stops Ladd.
Not a lot of size out of Matt Whalen, but there's a lot of player inside that guy.
It is now 3rd down and 7. They lost a yard on that play, and Ladd has been so effective when he's gotten out of the pocket tonight. That may be a huge tackle. 3rd down and 7. They fake the handoff. It looks like they're running the option. Ladd's going to keep it, and he's going to have the first down. He's brought down inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Jeff Ladd, when they've needed to make a big play, he steps up and makes another big play running the option to the right side.
Ladd did a great job of running the football that time. He made several guys miss.
10 yards on the carry for Jeff Ladd. The statistician agrees, yes. 10. Jeff Ladd's total offensive numbers tonight are going to be phenomenal with the way he throws it and the way he runs it, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter with the score 27-21. Bozeman over West High. You're watching the AA championship from De La Stadium right here in Billings, Montana. We are back here at De La Stadium. First down and 10 yards to go. We've changed directions. We're down to the final 12 minutes of AA football for 1997, and the give to Justin Tomac, and he's going to go for, looks like a solid 5 yards right up the middle. Those are 5 yards that aren't very pretty, though.
Those are 5 hard-earned yards. He's earned every yard he's had out here tonight. There's been no gimmies. He's been beating people up, running right up the middle.
For those of you who like stats, quarterback Jeff Ladd, you like this, 261 total yards rushing and throwing for Ladd today. They fake the give up the middle to the left, and he pitches it to Rhett Peterson. What a gutsy gamble play. That was almost foolish a little bit, but it's going to work out, and it's going to be very close to first down yardage.
It couldn't have been timed out. It was gutsy, but it couldn't have been timed out any better. Just as he was being hit and brought down, he pitched it off.
First down, they make the signal. They're inside the 15, down at the 12-yard line.
They're executing perfectly out there.
Closer to the 13 as we look at the spot right now. First down, and this is a big set of downs for both Bozeman and the Billings West defense. Travis Dorsch, there's your guy, split out wide to the right side. They run the offset eye. Jeff Ladd is going to pitch it to Rhett Peterson, and he's going to go nowhere. Ryan Hennings with the first play on the defensive side. Pat Ryan, a name we've called quite often on the defensive side, wrapping up. Peter Heisengay also in on the tackle, a gain of about maybe a half a yard. No, they said it's a half a yard loss. Loss of a half a yard, so we're looking at second down.
Just as I said,
11.
They split out Dorsch wide, and they're going to run the ball when they get in that power eye position.
Second down and 11 yards to go. They bring in a couple players. Coulter DeLean is now the flanker, split out to the right side, split right of the hash marks. The snap to Ladd, and he's going to run the option to the left side, and he's got a little room. He breaks a couple tackles, and he's brought down at the far end. It looks like inside the 5-yard line, or at least right on the 5-yard line. A couple players had a shot at him. Mike Vickers had a shot at him, and he was able to elude that tackle and get down to the 5-yard line. And now that forces a big third down and 2.5 yards to go for Bozeman. 10 minutes and 18 seconds. The clock is stopped in this game. Oh, man. This has been an amazing football game. A lot of up and down the field action in this one.
It's hard to catch your breath, and it's hard to follow what's going on here in this game.
Third down and 2.5. Door split wide to the right, and they're going to give it to Peterson. Peterson has first down yardage, and he's going to be down to the 2-yard line, it looks like. And it looks like it should be a first down. Maybe his knee dropped a little earlier with where the spot is at right now, but I believe that's a first down, and it is. It's going to be first down and goal to go. Bozeman with a 6-point lead, looking to add more to their total tonight. Their impressive total, both in points and yards.
They're executing their plays so well. It's just you have to play perfectly to stop them.
Brad Ozen has entered the game, and he is now split wide to the right side. You got to give a lot of credit to this Bozeman offensive line. We haven't been talking about them enough, I don't think. Oh, they stopped Justin Tomac, but he lunges forward as he kind of does the Fosbury flop for a yard and takes it down to the 1-yard line.
Close.
That's one of the first times they've actually hit him head on head at the line of scrimmage.
It's about a half-a-yard line. Yeah, that is the first time they were able to stop that big boy. But they were able to stop him just shy of the goal line. It's going to be about 6 inches and goal to go.
Second down, they've got 3 plays because you know this is a 4-down team. Jeff Ladd over center. Let's see if he's going to keep it. And he's going to give it to Justin Tomac, who's into the end zone. His second touchdown of the night. Tomac from 1 yard out. And that makes the score 33-21. We'll see if Bozeman elects to go for 2 to try to make up for that missed extra point or the block extra point. But Tomac, a big night for him as well. 2 touchdowns on the game, 12 plays, 45 yards. That's what you call eating up some clock as well as eating up some yardage for Bozeman. Unbelievable night offensively for the Hawks, and they are going to go for 2 to try to make it 35-21, a 14-point game. The pitch to Rhett Peterson. Can Jacobson catch him? And he trips him up. He didn't get it, so it is 33-21, a 12-point game. We will take a break with 9 minutes and 19 seconds left to go. A 12-point Bozeman lead in the AA championship. Back at Daylis Stadium here in Billings, Montana on a beautiful Friday night for football on November 21st. Doesn't get any better than that when you have a great game like this. 33-21, Bozeman leading. Great drive capped off by the Tomac touchdown. He has gone for over 140 yards. The kickoff by Dorsch is deep into the end zone, and again, they will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line with 80 yards to drive.
Well, with a 12-point lead, they got to feel pretty secure. If West High can convert and put 7 more points on the scoreboard, they'll have a chance to win it. If they can't, it's going to be very hard for them to win this ball game.
9 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the game. 3 wide receivers set for the Billings West Bears with Matt Fettig running in the slot. Brandon Van Cleve is your lone back, and they're going to take a 3-step drop and find Fettig in the seam, and he's only going to get 4 yards on that play. That play is still open, but the cushion is not as great now on that slot receiver.
They're not giving him the respect that they once were giving him in order for him to break the big yardage.
Second down and 6 yards to go for the Billings West Bears, and again, it looks like 3 wide receivers will be in the set. John Edwards kind of moseying on up to the line of scrimmage as he takes a look at the defense. And with 6 guys on the front, it's man-to-man coverage all over the place. And they are coming with a few people. And he's got Willie Jacobson open. Oh, and Jeff Ladd. Jeff Ladd. We've called that name time and time again. This time on the defensive side, he disrupts the play.
There's a few fans that think that he got hit early. But as you can see on the TV, they were both going for the ball. That was a good good not call by the ref.
Yeah, good no call. Great defensive play, and the ball hung up just about a fourth of a second too long, or Jacobson would have had a 20-yard gain. You want to say huge? This is a huge play. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. West definitely needs to convert, and they may, if they don't, may even think about going for it in 4th down situation. 3 receivers with Kara Hassan, who's been very successful in the slot. He goes in motion, and dropping back to pass is Edwards, and he's got Jacobson open down to the 40-yard line, and he's brought down by Jeff Ladd. He ran wide open over the middle of the field. 16 yards on the play.
Very important. What a play. They had to get the 1st down in order to keep this drive alive. They have to score this drive in order to keep this game alive.
Just outside, or just on the short side of the 40-yard line if you're a West High fan, at about the 39.5, 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. Jake Iron now has entered the game, and he is wide right with Jacobson and Kara Hassan as the other wide receivers. That's Fettig, excuse me. And in on the blitz, that number 68, Tim Riley, whose name we haven't had to call tonight, but he comes in and makes a huge play. One of the linebackers, I'm sorry, that is number 69 is what that looks like right there. Number 69 for the Bozeman Hawks, Shane Humphrey. And Shane with the big play, he kind of came unblocked.
You got to feel for Edwards at this point. He's had such a terrible time trying to get the time that he needs to work his magic. He just hasn't had the time to show what he can do in this ball game.
2nd down, 16 yards to go after the loss of 6 on the Humphrey sack. Edwards dropping back. They pick up Humphrey. A great catch by Matt Fettig to get 8 yards of that loss back, maybe 7 where they're going to spot it with the knee. They're looking at a 3rd down and 9 at the 41-yard line, and another big play for West High. Willie Jacobson back in for Jacob Iron.
Edwards showed some great composure. He sat in the pocket. Even though he just got hit, he sat in the pocket and fired one off and completed.
Humphrey came big time again, and this time the running back was able to pick him up and keep Edwards healthy, or keep Edwards off his back on that play. 3rd down and 8.5 yards to go for Billings West. Kara Hassan again in motion. Edwards drops straight back. He's going to roll a little bit to his left now, and he has got Brandon Van Cleve. A great throw. That is a strike he throws down to the 42-yard line. Van Cleve was barely open. Great catch by Van Cleve. That's a 1st down and 10 yards to go.
For a minute there, he had 3 receivers to choose from. I think he actually got confused. He didn't know which one to hit.
Van Cleve's catch, 14 yards. Edwards throwing a bullet. That's what maybe sets John Edwards apart from some of the other quarterbacks in the state, with that type of ability to throw on the run against his body a little bit and throw a strike for 14 yards. The clock is stopped, 7:04 to play. 3 wide receivers in the slot, Pat Kara Hassan, and they're going to roll a little bit to the right, but there was motion on the west side of the ball, and it's going to be 1st down and 15 yards. And as the momentum gets going and you make a play like that, the reception to Van Cleve, this is one of the worst things that can happen.
That's right. It's just hard, you know.
Oh, it's going the other way. See, sometimes you speak a little too soon. Dead ball offside. Somebody must have been in the neutral zone or something along that line. I thought I saw somebody on the west side maybe jump a little early.
I think what we're seeing there, it looks like the center, when he snaps the ball, he really has a lot of motion to him. And it looks like he's jumping off sides, but he's the center. He's snapping the ball.
As kids like to say these days, my bad. 1st down and 5 yards to go for the Billings West Bears, and they're going to roll out right again. Van Cleve blocking for Edwards, and there was an incidental contact there. Willie Jacobson running the post, and number 4, Colin Dunneman, had him man-for-man coverage, and it looks like they tangled their feet.
Again, you should
we got a passer. We got a roughing the passer call right there on John Edwards. The flag was down. Edwards was hit after the play, and they're going to call it personal foul, roughing the passer. So 2 big penalties have helped out West on this drive.
I think the fans would like to have seen a pass interference call.
They're going to get 15 yards the other way. I guess you know. 6 in one, a half a dozen in the other.
That's right. I think
a horse apiece and every other cliche you can come up with here in the next few seconds.
They were booing the refs, but once they saw that it was still going their way, they calmly sat down and said, "Oh, okay, I'll take that."
Personal foul on the Bozeman Hawks, and a penalty keeps this drive, the momentum of this drive, alive. And it's 1st and 10, and where they're going to spot the ball looks like it's going to be at the 22-yard line with 6:56 left to play in this game, as West's going to be able to put points on the board and get this 12-point margin narrowed down a little bit. 2 wide receivers up to the top of your screen. That's Matt Fettig in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Pat Kara Hassan, and Brandon Van Cleve is your lone back. Edwards drops back to pass it, and it's going to be a quarterback
Keeper.
draw. A lot of room. He makes a move. He's down inside the 10, down to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. John Edwards showing that running ball. 19 yards on the carry.
Edwards quickly jumps up and gives some sort of a sign to the Bozeman crowd. He is fired up. He's more fired up, I think, than anybody out there.
The competitive juices are flowing, and he may have a second-degree separated shoulder just 3 weeks ago, but you couldn't tell it on that play. 1st and goal to go from the 3-yard line. The clock will be in motion with 6:48 and counting to go in this great game in the 4th quarter of the AA championship. Johnny Edwards surveying the Bozeman defense. He's going to take the snap with Mike Vickers, the lone back, and it's a quarterback draw, but that one looked to be sniffed out, and he gets barely back to the line of scrimmage. That play didn't develop.
It didn't have a chance to. They were bringing everybody, and they really closed down the offensive line that time. He didn't have anywhere to run.
The one thing this does is also keep the clock in motion, and time is going to be an enemy of West High. There's no doubt about it, as they need 2 scores to have a chance to win this ball game. Trips to the right side now. Trips to the right side with Vickers in the backfield, and Edwards is going to keep it, and Edwards is going to push his way into the end zone from 2 yards out. Touchdown, Johnny Edwards, his second touchdown.
That's just a matter of who wants it the most at that point. That's just a tremendous surge by the West High offensive line and by Mr. Edwards.
So with 6:04 to play in this 4th quarter, Edwards has cut the lead to 33-27. 12 plays, 80 yards on the drive. We've just had some huge drives in this game. It's been nothing but ball control, nothing but big drives for these 2 teams. Will we get it down to a 5-point game, or will it still be 6? Thor Olson will answer that with the extra point that is up and good. With 6:04 to play in the AA championship, it's Bozeman 33, the Billings West Golden Bears 28. A perfect night for football in Billings, Montana, and a near-perfect game. 12 plays, 80 yards on the scoring drive. John Edwards, look at these numbers. 18 for 22, 288 yards. He's rushed for 2 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 touchdowns. An unbelievable game, but Bozeman has matched him step for step. Will they be able to do it again? The kick from Patrick at the 40. It's going to be short. Actually, they had both guys up. Radke catches it at the 15.
Play is stopped.
Play is stopped as we try to figure out what is going on here. There is a legal procedure call against West. They're going to move it back down to the 35-yard line to kick it over again.
That's going to hurt West High because they have a weak foot, not being able to punch it in the end zone like the Bozeman team can. That might end up.
You just don't want to see Bozeman have to drive the short field. I mean, Bozeman is going to have to, if they get good field position, that gives them another advantage. And Bozeman has played a great football game all the way around. And if West has to have a chance here, they're going to have to pin them back maybe to the 30, 35-yard line and hope their defense can take over. But Bozeman's offense has answered every question. Actually, they have 9 guys up. They're looking for the onside kick here from the 35. It may be a little bit too early for that, and especially if Bozeman's reading it. Here's the kick by Patrick, and it's away.
Now what? Like I said, these refs, they want to get their mug on the TV. They're trying to have an impact on the game.
The statistician says we only have 10 West High Golden Bears. They're a little confident right now in the kicking game. They're going to cover it with just 10 guys. And now, number 50 makes the run out onto the field and says, yeah, maybe I'm on the kick team. And that is Joshua Balster, who's...
Now they got 12.
So Joshua says, I guess I'm not needed. Okay. I'll come back out of this game if that's all right. Last game of the year, you figure out, you think you'd have figured out who's on the kick team at this point in time. And we haven't gotten an indication of a penalty.
Edwards about ready to strap it on and run out there.
We have not had an indication of a penalty. I guess we're just going to re-kick it 3 times the charm. This is like the Russian basketball team in 1972. Pretty soon, we're going to get this play taken care of.
That was just too good of a kick. They didn't want him to have that.
6 minutes and 4 seconds. The crowd is getting up on its feet here for West High right now.
The players are asking the crowd to get into the game. Most of the players on the West High team are waving their arms, signaling the fans to get into this game and make some noise.
Patrick, his 3rd kick of this series, and this ball is going to go out of bounds. So they'll spot it at the 35 if you want. I believe that is going to be their option for the Bozeman High Hawks. with 6:04. The clock isn't moving on these multiple kicks. 33-28 Bozeman leading, and as I look around Daylis Stadium, it was a capacity crowd. They thought 6,000 plus tickets were going to be sold, and I don't see an empty seat yet. I don't think anybody's left this facility in this football game.
I think they're all happy campers here at Daylis Stadium. They've seen some of the most exciting football ever played in this stadium.
It's going to be 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at the 40 with the penalty, the illegal procedure on the kick, and in what has to be one of the longest series of kickoffs I've ever seen.
We never did get a penalty on the second one. We don't know what that was all about.
We're finally ready to play this football game. 6:04 to go in the 4th quarter. Dropping back to pass is Ladd. It looks like a quarterback draw. They string him out, and Huizinga with a nice play. Also on that play is Jake Iron, number 18, stepping up to make the play, and it's a loss of 3 yards.
He's going to lose about 3 yards on that play. Excellent surge by the defensive line. They really wanted to get it done this time. They pushed the whole offensive line back a good 2 yards.
Jeff Ladd has been able to find holes in that quarterback draw. That time it's plugged up. Pat Ryan on the blitz, but he's unable to get to Ladd. Ladd throwing the hook, and it's knocked down by Corey Brzezinski. A huge defensive play by 2 West players. Almost Ryan, and Brzezinski saves a catch by Travis Dorsch.
The only thing that could have made it better is if Brzezinski would have brought it in and run it for a touchdown. That was perfect defense by the West High Bears.
5 minutes and 33 seconds left to play in a big 3rd down and 13 yards to go for the Bozeman Hawks.
The crowd is going wild here.
Interesting enough, Travis Dorsch is not on the
play of the
field.
game.
Brad Ozen is lined up wide to the right, and he leaves too early. Brad Ozen left too early. The play is going to be blown dead. It's blown dead because the wide receiver moved way too early. The referees, I think, with the noise, were unable to blow the whistle on that play. I'll trust my call there and say that that will be no first down. Brad Ozen got about a 5-yard jump on the defensive back on that one. He would be disqualified from Olympic competition for that false start on that one. That's coming back. There was no doubt about that at all. The big play, the toss.
Bring up 3rd down and
now 18 yards to go.
18 yards to go.
Pat Laird with the nice catch on the play, but it was going to be all for naught on that one as they bring in Ozen at the wide receiver spot. And again, Travis Dorsch is not in the ball game. And you know, they probably go with this wide receiver rotation a lot, but Dorsch has been their go-to guy all day long. And on 3rd and 18, you need to go to somebody.
Yeah, you need to go do somebody.
All right, now here we go. They're running out the offset eye again, 2 tight end set. They're going to give it to the second back. Rhett Peterson, he breaks 2 or 3 tackles and gets back past the original line of scrimmage. Down to the 4th down and 9 yards to go, about 8 yards, 8-9 yards on the carry there for Rhett Peterson. And for the first time, we're going to get the chance to watch Travis Dorsch punt this ball. Travis Dorsch known for his leg, not just on kickoffs and not just on field goals. He's also one of the best punters you'll see in the state of Montana. The clock winding down to the 5-minute mark.
It may not be the first time, but we have seen very few punts in this game.
They're going to block it. Willie Jacobson! Willie Jacobson came up and made the block. Corey Brzezinski's going to fall on it. Willie Jacobson with the play of the game. Willie Jacobson with the block. He came off the right side and made the block.
Well, it was pandemonium.
Willie Jacobson blocks the field goal attempt, the extra point attempt. He blocks the punt. He has come up with some big plays.
He's the player of the game in this West High game. Unbelievable.
What a great game. 4:55 to play.
You couldn't dream this any better than this.
There's
folks,
your
if you're in the
replay.
West High.
You take a look at your replay right there. Willie Jacobson came unblocked over the right side. Nobody touched him, and he was able to pick the ball right off of Travis Dorsch's foot. 1st down and 10, inside the 30. The crowd shouting, "Let's go Bears." 3 wide receivers in the set. Matt Fettig is your slot receiver. Kara Hassan to the top side of your screen. They're going to run the quarterback draw. Johnny Edwards breaks a couple tackles, and he's ridden down after a gain of 5 or 6 yards. Shane Humphrey, again, on the stop.
Johnny Edwards dragged about 3 guys with him. He was hit on about the 25-yard line and drug him all the way to the 20-yard line.
They're going to give him 7 yards on the play, and it's now 2nd and 3. 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. How much time will West take off as they look to score the go-ahead touchdown? Johnny Edwards taking his time, getting up to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Van Cleve is your only back in the backfield, and they give it to Van Cleve, and he is going to be stacked up. It looked like he had a hole, but the Bozeman defensive front, along with number 33, Chris Raitt, and Shane Humphrey, able to make the play. At the bottom of the pile is number 48, their linebacker, Adam Hogue.
They're really trying to get a jump on this this Hawk defense. They're running up to the line. They're trying to get their plays off quickly, but it's just not working for them.
3 minutes and 58 seconds. We're under the 4-minute mark here. 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Huge play in this ball game as West trails 33-28. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Matt Fettig in the slot. 3-step drop, and Fettig is wide open. They let that thing go. He's inside the 10 to the 5 to the 4-yard line. They don't cover the slot receiver.
You couldn't plan this game out any better. It is going perfectly for the West High Bears.
15 yards on the play from Edwards to Fettig, and Fettig had all the room in the world to get the 5 yards for the first down.
This is so exciting. In about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you're going to have a state championship for the first time in the history of one of the schools.
A great classic football game here at Daylis Stadium tonight. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. The clock is going right now. He's topped the 300-yard mark as John Edwards. He's gone over 300 yards. They take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. Come back with us at Daylis Stadium. 33-28 is your score. Quickly back at Daylis Stadium. It's 1st down and goal to go at the 5-yard line.
Here we go, folks. This is what it's all come down to.
They give it to Van Cleve. He's got room, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. The go-ahead touchdown. 34-33. This side of the stands is loving it here at Daylis Stadium.
It is pandemonium in Daylis Stadium. The West High fans are just going crazy.
5 yards on the touchdown.
Players on the sideline. Everybody's hugging each other and kissing each other. But I tell you what, folks, we got 3 minutes left in this ball game. They could have eaten some more time off the clock. It would have been into their advantage, because I'll tell you what, that Bozeman offense is powerful.
West High is going to take a timeout right now. They are going to look to see whether or not to go for 2, and it looks like they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 36-33 ball game. And as Tim Keating, our master statistician, says, there's 3 turnovers in this game, and all 3 have led to West High touchdowns, and that was a big one. We're going to keep it right here through this. That drive went 5 plays, 27 yards, capped off with Brandon Van Cleve's 5-yard touchdown run, and that makes it 34-33. West High is going to line up and go for 2, which you really have to here. You want to be up by 3, and then, you know, that field goal from Travis Dorsch, if it comes down to that, we'll just send this thing into overtime.
It gives you more options if you can get up by 3, certainly.
We're playing the numbers game.
You know, we got so much, there's so much time left in the game. 3 minutes and 15 seconds may not sound like a lot, but it's plenty for that Bozeman offense to rush down the field.
A lot of time left to go in this game. 3:15 as Mitch Donahue just said. We're going for 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Mike Vickers is going to be sent in motion to the left side, so nobody's in the backfield. John Edwards drops back, and there was motion on the play. He throws it to Kara Hassan, but that play I think is going to be blown dead. They blew that play dead, so now you move it back to the 8, and you wonder now what West's strategy will be there. Motion penalties in this final game of the year really is surprising to me that we haven't seen a lot of crispness at times. Are they going to decline it and say no? They didn't blow the play dead. 2 men in motion is the call. They're going to decline it, so it was not blown dead. And we have ourselves a 34-33 ball game. West High is going to set to kick it off right now. And it becomes field position here. You've got the best kicker in Montana football, the best kicker maybe ever in the history of Montana. He holds the record with that 63-yard field goal against Salmon, Idaho this year. At this very stadium, he kicked a 54-yarder on September 13th against the senior high Bronx.
Jason Elam would be very jealous of this man. he's got a powerful leg.
He's got a pro-type leg. Of course, he's a ways away from that. He's still talking Division I college football next year, and he's a lock for that with his leg. Will Travis Dorsch get the chance to win this game? West defense may have a thing or 2 to say about this. Patrick is going to kick it off. The West High team is getting ready to maybe the most important kickoff.
They're going to need a good kickoff on this one. They can't afford to have a short kick or an out-of-bounds kick that puts it on the 35. They need to put them down on the 20-yard line and eat as much time off the clock as they can.
Back to receive for the Bozeman Hawks is Joe Morgan, who's had a couple nice kick returns, and Jeff Ladd. Jeff Ladd is everywhere tonight. He's been an amazing player tonight for the Bozeman Hawks. Their quarterback, safety, he's on the kickoff team. He's on the kick return team. He plays 60 minutes. Patrick with the kick now. The ball set at the 40. Where will he get it deep to? It's going to be a little squib kick, and it's going to get to Jeff Ladd, who's going to field it cleanly at the 15. Ladd trying to get a block or two from Morgan. He gets it across the 25 and down to the 26. A pretty good job by the West
Great
defense.
play. That's what they had to do. They had to get it down deep into their territory so that they would have plenty of field to work with and plenty of time on the clock, plenty of opportunity to run some time off the clock. They did just what they had to do.
It all comes down to this right here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play. They're going to have to try to get it into field goal range or better in that amount of time. First down and 10 yards to go. They're stopping the clock, or they're stopping the game, an official timeout up on the top, as they're having a problem with the chain game.
They bring Travis Dorsch in the game.
I think that's a West High chain gang. They added a couple links
You bet.
to the thing. It'll be first down and 10 yards to go. Dorsch is back in there.
He's out wide. He's not even in the huddle. Don't even believe for a second that they're thinking about throwing to him. I think that they're going to go ahead and
run the option, you think?
Run it up
Run
the
a little
middle.
bit of the option. Here we go. First down and 10 yards to go. The crowd on this side of the stands on their feet. The pitch to Rhett Peterson. He breaks a couple tackles and he finds his way 8 yards over the 30, close to the 35-yard line. Looked like they had him stopped for maybe a 2-3 yard loss, but he was able to get through and make a nice play out of it.
He did make a nice play. He was able to fend off a couple defenders and turn it upfield, which is what he had to do.
Second down and 2 yards to go. The give to Tomac. Up the middle, and he's going to have first down yardage. It looks like right over the 41, and it is first down and 10.
He is a Mack truck, that Tomac. He just ran right up the middle. He knew where the first down was, and he got to where he had to be.
They're going to start the clock with 2:41 to play in this fourth quarter. A great football game at Dale Stadium in the AA championship. The fake pitch, and they give it to Tomac, and Brandon Van Cleve almost read it. They stack him up for a loss of 2 yards. The first time tonight they've been able to do that.
That was a great play. Unbelievable play. Who was that got in the backfield?
Brandon Van Cleve was the first guy through, and then 4 or 5 West High Golden Bears were able to stack him up. They have been able to guess the snap count quite well. They haven't been able to make the big play back there. Second down and 11. They fake, they give it to the second one, Rhett Peterson, and he goes nowhere. And the West High defense has had 2 nice plays. 2 minutes left to go in this football game.
It's going to be third and long. Look to him to go deep in this one.
They're going to give him 4 on the play as Peterson was able to wriggle and squiggle and find his way 4 yards to make it third down and 7 yards to go. 1:49 left to play in this game. Jeff Ladd gives it to the second back through. No, he kept it himself, and he's brought down a huge play. A huge play made by Corey Brzezinski, number 30, coming from the wing. And that one...
That was a huge play. Nobody even touched him. They didn't even try to block him. And he was just about ready to go for the handoff when he saw the quarterback keep it, and he brought him down.
It's all come down to this play right here. Fourth down, 8 yards to go. Travis Dorsch split wide to the right. Jeff Ladd is going to roll to his right and look for somebody, and he throws it deep, and he's got Dorsch. And he makes the catch. Oh, what a play. Right over the top of Jacobson and right over the top of Kara Hassan. He's 6'5", and he's made that play time and time again. First down at the 32-yard line. First down, Bozeman. Unbelievable play.
This is scary,
38
folks.
yards on the play.
They are well within field goal range here.
That play put Travis Dorsch into field goal range. It's 33 yards now. If they were to have to kick it from here, it's 50 yards, which is well in his range. The clock is rolling with 1:05 to play and counting, and Bozeman doesn't seem to be in much of a hurry at this point in time. They've got Coulter Deline split to the left side. They're going to pitch it. They're going to run the reverse. He's going to fake the reverse. And they bring down Rhett Peterson, Pat Ryan, and Chad Hennings.
That put him back about another 3 yards, which is what they have to do. They got to drive him back, get that field goal threat a little farther away from him.
They're going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here in this exciting finish to the AA Football Championship in 1997. West and Bozeman. It's 34-33. West is leading with 43 seconds left to go. My mistake on that, I called him Chad Hennings. It is not Chad Hennings. He plays a little NFL football. We'll call him Ryan Hennings, number 72 for West, in with Pat Ryan on that play. And that loss of 2 or 3 yards looks like a loss of 3 here. And now what do you do here? I think you're going to have to throw it. I I don't think you want to have Travis Dorsch kick a 50-yard field goal. I think a 40-yard field goal, it's something you're thinking about the odds being much greater, or a 35-yard field goal. I think you're going to have to take a couple throws at it.
You're exactly right. You got to take a couple little quick routes, try to get 10 yards up the field so that Travis can safely kick it through the end zone.
Jeff Ladd has been superb all day long, close to 300 yards of total offense. Will he be able to do it again? Travis Dorsch, it appears right now, will not be in the lineup. They're going to go with Colter Deline.
Once again, signaling to the crowd, get into this game. Still a little bit quiet, but they really need to support this defense right now.
Second down, they try to guess the snap count again, and they throw it to Chris Raitt, but Chris Raitt is underthrown. They tried to run that quick little tight end hitch right there that's worked a couple times already today, but I think somebody kind of got in Ladd's face or on Ladd's arm, and he was unable to throw it.
There's another great rush by the defensive line. They really have done what they had to do to step it up and stop all the leaks that have been in their defense the whole night, which has been up in the front line mainly. But they've really turned it up here this last drive.
Third down and 13 yards to go from the 36-yard line. Oh, and Pat Ryan moved, but so did Chris Raitt. It looked like Chris Raitt moved as well. Who crossed the line of scrimmage first is the call. I think they're going to flag that on the offensive side, and so we're looking. It is going to be on the offensive side. No, it is not. It's going to be on Pat Ryan, who was well over the line of scrimmage, and since he made the first contact, I think that's probably a legitimate call. Pat Ryan was trying to guess the snap count, and they call him for encroachment, 5 yards, and that is a huge 5-yard penalty, setting up third down and 8.
Pat Ryan has timed that play perfectly all night. This is not the time for that not to work.
Third down and 7 yards to go right now. Ladd's going to take the snap, and he's going to run the option to the right side. He's going to cut it up himself, and he's going to take it for a gain of 3, maybe 3.5 to 4. And Bozeman is going to take the timeout with 32 seconds left to go, and it comes down to Travis Dorsch. We talked about it in the pregame show. We've talked about it all week long, and now we talk about it here. They're going to have to set it up this way. I would be surprised if Bill Walker would not let this game ride on his star kicker's foot.
They're going to take a timeout here. They're going to try to cool him off.
Bozeman took the timeout themselves. If he were to make the kick, West still has 2 timeouts left. I believe they took the 1 timeout, so they'd have 2 left and a chance to score some points in 32 seconds. So this isn't the game, set, and match with it right on this kick, but it will be big.
It's pretty darn close.
Pretty darn big. It's pretty darn big. We're looking at a 45-yard field goal, depending on where they're gonna spot it. I'm guessing 45. And I asked him on Tuesday. I was down in Bozeman, and I said, Travis Dorsch, do you want a 45-yarder to win this game? He said, no, I wanted to catch the winning touchdown pass. Well, he's got a 46-yard kick now to win a state championship, possibly. We'll see if West puts some pressure on. Travis Dorsch, the greatest kicker in Montana history.
West High has been able to block a couple kicks, block a punt. Maybe they can come up with something here.
Ladd's the holder. There's the kick. It's up. It's wide left. It's wide left. Billings West is going to win the state championship in 1996. They can run the clock out. The kick was wide left.
Truly pandemonium. People are running around on the field. The crowd is going crazy. The balloons are going in the air. The music's going off. It's incredible here. West High has just won their first state championship ever. Well, what I wouldn't do to be in that uniform right now, whooping and hollering and throwing my helmet around down there on the field.
There's a photographer on the field. There's still 28 seconds left to play, and they just got flagged.
There's a penalty.
They got flagged because they had their photographer running around on the field. They had too many men on the field, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. We remember what happened back in like 1978 with the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles in that game. They've got to put some snaps. They've got to get the ball a couple times snapped safely to John Edwards.
I don't want to even hear that kind of talk.
I'm just trying to set the whole scene here. We won't give it to him yet.
It is possible that Bozeman could come up with something here.
West High is going to take a timeout as well right now. Unbelievable finish to this football game. And the stat comes out with 20 points off the 3 turnovers. Maybe was a big factor. Travis Dorsch had the chance to win it. This is a kid who's kicked a 63-yard field goal this year, and they didn't get a lot of the ball on that one. It looked like it was short and left. He kind of hooked it.
Ron Lebsock said it well at the beginning of the game that turnovers was going to be a big factor in this game. There hasn't been a lot of turnovers with either team during the whole year. West High's only had 12 the whole year. This game has been a game of turnovers. West High's been able to capitalize on the turnovers that they've been able to get.
We're going to stick with it right here. It's 34-33, and they dumped the bucket of Gatorade on top of. It doesn't look like they got Paul Clable on that one.
He's too elusive.
The elusive Paul Clabo, but they got an assistant coach or two. I see they got a little bit of Clabo there as well. Clabo's not smiling just exactly yet.
Nope. He's puckered up a little bit. He really wants to get this game over with. Here they go. They're stepping up to the ball.
They need to snap it a couple times, and Bozeman still can stop the clock one more time as well. It's 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Edwards is just going to take a knee, and we'll see if Bozeman stops the clock. It doesn't look like they're going to, and with that being said, West High does not have to put the ball back in play, and Bozeman looks like they are saying enough's enough. 34-33, the West High Golden Bears are going to be your 1997 State AA football championships in what will go down as one of the most memorable football games, maybe in Montana, at least at Dalis Stadium.
What a dogfight. Bozeman High has nothing to be sad about. Well, something to be sad about, but nothing to be ashamed of. They've played tremendous in this ball game.
Look at the crowd, the students from the West High section rushing down onto the field.
They're hugging their players out there. That is so good to see. Those students are running out there just as fast as they can to get to hug a bear.
Sounds like a catchphrase for the Denver Zoo, but it's pretty good here as well as West High wins the 1997 State Football Championship, and you got to feel for Bozeman. In 1995, they played a supreme game and came up 7 points short here to Billings Skyview, 27-20. And in this game, it's 34-33 after Bozeman would lead 21-0 in the first quarter. It is pandemonium. We've said it all the last quarter and a half.
It's pandemonium, baby!
The fans are enjoying it right here at West High. We'll let you just enjoy this as well. We're going to try to get down to the field and talk to a couple of the West High Golden Bears as well.
There's going to be some players that you want to keep an eye on here in the future.
Let's step aside for just a couple seconds here at the State AA Championship. 34-33, West High defeats Bozeman. Back in Billings, Montana, 34-33, West High is your 1997 AA champions. On the field, Q2's Lee Gordon.
You can hear him down there.
Andy, I'm in the middle of Party Central down here, standing right next to me. John Edwards, the star quarterback of Billings West, if we can get you. John, I know you can barely hear me, but in your final game of your high school career, did you ever think it would be as great as this?
No, I didn't. I gotta thank all my teammates. It was an outstanding win. Those guys played their hearts out. They did it. Our team, my whole line, my receivers, everybody. That's all I could ask. All year, it was a great year, and just what a way to finish, man.
You guys were down 21-0 in the first quarter. What was going through your head? How did you guys push together and persevere to get this win? You guys are the state champions.
We made sure we didn't get our heads down. Saw a couple guys on the sidelines with their head down. We're a good enough team to make sure that, we all year we could put points on the board real quick. We're a good enough team to do so. We came out in the second half, put a bunch of points on the board.
Thanks a lot, John. Go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations. Andy, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Lee. I hope he makes it out alive. He's got to do the newscast here in just a little bit. An unbelievable finish, as Lee said. They were down 21-0 and were able to rally back. We take a look at some of the individual stats. Right now, I want to pass these along because Jeff Ladd, the quarterback, the counterpart to John Edwards, over 300 yards of total offense in the game, 227 passing, 79 rushing. John Edwards over 300 yards passing in that game as well. It was a statistician's nightmare had they went up and down the field, but it was a classic football game. Mitch Donahue.
Well, for the first time in the history of Billings West High School, you can see the students, you can see the players out there on the field after the state championship yelling, "We're number one." it's really touching for me to see.
It's what sports is all about. In one part of my heart, I feel the ecstasy and excitement of West High, and on the other side, I feel the heartbreak of Bozeman, who played a valiant game, losing by 1 point. We're going to take our final break here, and the AA coverage, or the coverage of the AA championship at Dale Stadium. Here is an unfair task. We only have 90 seconds to try to wrap up this football game. One of the greatest football games I've seen. So many different players that stepped up. Who would you say is your player of the game, Mitch Donahue?
Willie Jacobson, without a doubt, he made such an impact on this game, coming up with some turnovers just at the right time.
He made the interception. He had the pick when they were looking for doors. He blocked the punt, and he blocked an extra point. You can't say much more about that. You can take a look at some of the numbers. John Edwards over 300 yards, 303 to be exact. Van Cleve 114 rushing. Pat Carahassan 151 yards receiving. Jeff Ladd over 300 yards for Bozeman of total offense. Tomac 146 yards rushing, and Travis Dorsch 141 yards receiving. Amazing night, amazing numbers to talk about. They're trying to clear the field so they can hand out the trophies to the dejected Bozeman Hawks and to the victorious, the state champion, West High Golden Bears. And as you take a look at some of the final scenes you'll see tonight from Dale Stadium of the Jubilee of West High, I want to pass along some thanks to everybody who helped us out in this broadcast, especially the sponsors, and especially even more maybe to those who helped us out here from Q2, starting with Rob Monaco, who directed the show, Sam Gomez, the character generator operator, Jeff Lowenthal, the slow-mo instant replay, Dwayne Krantz, Dennis Lyle, John Weber, Dave Dilley, John Adams, Sarah Harper, Joe Gale, Paul Humphrey, and Alex Tyson on the cameras. Of course, Mitch Donahue, my sidekick here, Lee Gordon, Chet Lehman helping us out from Bozeman, Timmy Keating and Dave Beagle, solid up in the stat office as always, or up in the press box, and Steve Brill and Gary Roller helped us out as well today. An amazing night here for Q2, amazing night of football. West High is your champions.
I'm just proud to have been involved with it some way. I couldn't have been out there on the field. They wouldn't let me. I asked them. But Andy, I want to thank you for involving me with this fantastic display of football. I don't think you can find any more exciting football games around here.
Bozeman is accepting the second place trophy the second time in 3 years for the Hawks, and take nothing away from them. They played an amazing football game. They started the season 4-3 and made it to the championship. But in 1997, your AA football champions are the Billings West Golden Bears for the first time ever in school history. And on that note, I think it's about time we say goodnight here from Dale Stadium, and a very memorable night for Paul Clabo and the rest of us here at Dale Stadium.
I'd like to commend the coaching staffs and the players of both teams for a job very well done. It was an excellent game, guys. Excellent.